Yeah, one of the cats decided to drop a Duke and.
Oh, this has time on it.
Door.
That's why we are talking about it.
Oh, I'm not all there.
You're not with the time.
He's not in
All right,
time.
we're live.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey!
I'm Gus.
2 viewers right now. Welcome, everybody.
How are we
I'm
already at 2 viewers?
Led's probably been like, he's about
sitting
to,
there waiting. Well, I mean, we're 9 minutes late.
He's also about to
No,
blast
you
Neo.
guys were 9 minutes early.
He's about to blast Neo with a lot of fucking hate.
I believe, dude, I haven't been fucking home, and when I have been home,
Hey.
like, I can't.
hope
I'm
this is
sorry.
good.
I'm just glad I can't take the blame.
All right.
Introductions.
So yeah, I'm Nick.
I'm Tyler.
Go.
Shannon.
I'm Corey. I'm gonna mute this.
Yeah. All right. God, my tits look fat in this. All right.
I look
Hey,
gigantic.
my tits look banging.
I look like Casper. That was my nickname.
Hold on. Hold on. Nobody talk. I have a joke to make.
Let's look it up first.
All right.
Gotta get
Probably
his
not- probably not.
writers.
Probably not funny then.
So yeah, we gone through introductions. So, Joe, go back to the beginning of your story and start telling your story.
Cool.
This is a story about once upon a time a child.
Named Walt Disney. No. So,
He hated Jews.
we went to go see the Curse of the Curse of La Llorona on IMAX
Well,
on.
Lorna for regular people.
But we went to go see it on Monday on the IMAX. So I walk in and I give them my ticket and they scan me and they're like, go to the theater. It's that way. Here's your seat. And I was like, cool. So I went and I started getting a drink. So I went to the bar and I got a Angry Orchard. Pour it out for me. Non-refundable at this point. Hand it to me. And then Nick calls me and is like, hey, there's a problem. I said, what do you mean? He says, where are you at? And I said, the bar. And he said, okay, I'll come meet you. So he walks up and is like, the projector on the IMAX is broken. So they can't play the movie. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, well, like, what do we do now? Because I just bought a drink. And the bartender was just kind of like, deuces, and just kind of left. She was like, enjoy your drink. But, so I was like, what are we going to do? So we went to the thing. They actually comped us. They ended up letting us see a really great movie called Okozen. Oh my god, I love it. It was
Actually, yeah. So like
it was an anime, and it was
legitimately,
great.
It was one of those where they refunded our tickets, so that way the tickets that we bought didn't count towards our A-lister. But on top of that,
Comped
then
us.
gave us free tickets to this other movie,
Which was a Fathom
Which-
event,
which was
so
a
it should have been
Fathom event,
$15.
It was supposed to be $15
Nice.
a person, but we
But-
got it for free as a sorry our IMAX is broken.
So that's all great, right? Well, today, unless AMC sold out 4 showings of Disney's Penguins of Antarctica
Possible.
documentary,
Possible.
plus a showing of Curse of La Llorona on IMAX on a Wednesday, then the IMAX is still broken. Might I add, Avengers comes out in less than 24 hours.
Dude, that place will fucking riot.
We've been
Dude,
saying
do you
that.
know how hyped I have been?
All
for
of
the last
us.
2 weeks.
Do you know
for,
how
like,
hyped I've been
every
for the
single
last
one of my
fucking 11
collections?
years?
Well,
What movie are you talking about?
yeah.
But, so we were like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. Let's give him a call.
Maybe they were just prepping.
Let's give him a call. So we call them, no answer. It hangs up on us because no one called. It's like, oh, sorry, can't take the call right now. Call us back later. Bye. Hangs up. So we call about 27 times. Still no answer. We still can't get an answer
So
out of
I've not had a
anybody.
single person answer the
So we may be showing up tomorrow and being told, sorry, the IMAX is broken. So we've had tickets since day one for the 6 o'clock showing on IMAX, and we
And
don't
the
know if
10 p.m.
we're...
showing.
Kills
And
me happy,
we don't
but
know if we
I'm
can see
so
it.
fucking pissed.
Oh, I'm gonna be.
I'm going to be
really
pissed.
shitty.
Like, I'm
It's
rioting.
gonna be it.
I better get my tickets refunded. I better get free tickets to the next showing that I want to see, and I
And
better get my
blowjob.
dick sucked.
No.
like 100%.
No, this is
By
what
a
needs to
pretty
happen.
woman, not like some dude with like a big burly beard where his like chin hair's rubbing on my balls and like that's just not gonna fly. Like I'm seriously like
What needs to...
this shit.
They need to just walk
I'm
up to
not happy.
everyone in Theater 1 and just be like, sorry, guys, the IMAX projector broke, so we can't have seats for those people, so we're kicking you guys out to give the IMAX people that got moved a seat. So, I'm seeing that movie tomorrow at 6. I don't care if I'm sitting on a fucking
I'll be honest,
stairway.
That place will be on the news.
It's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be more than the news,
Yeah.
dude. That's going to...
There's gonna have
Bob
to be a police
Iger-
presence.
Bob Iger is going to have to fly down here because people are rioting over Disney. Actually, I think he stepped down today, actually.
Can I say though, for all those who have seen Game of Thrones, keeping it spoiler free. You haven't seen it, right?
He hasn't.
All I know is all
the
that
Thrones of Games.
Hold on, hold on.
3 months of
quick
giant
second,
milk.
One quick second. Pause what you're saying.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is why we need a sound check before we just go live 10 minutes late.
It's not that. It's okay. Now we're good. It was doing a different bit rate than it's supposed to, and so I went through and changed the bit rate, so I had to stop the stream and then restart the stream to get it to the proper bit rate.
You know what fixes that? Sound check.
Not a sound check, because sound check has nothing to do with bit
Video check.
rate. Right, but you can't.
Mama
Figure
sounds nice. Check one.
Oh, by the way, that is a
Tortuga!
Is that rum cake?
vanilla rum cake. This one's vanilla.
A turtle?
Yes. Tortuga.
Tortuga.
No, so hold on. So
Now we are
since we're on the topic of movies, the one thing I just have to, I want to talk about this just because I want to see how everyone feels about this. Can I talk about Child's Play for just like 2 minutes?
Sure.
How many
Okay.
of us plan on seeing Child's Play?
It's free.
That's what I
It's
thought.
free for me, so because I have A-list. But so no, I want to hear how stupid you guys think this movie sounds. Okay. So do you guys know anything about Child's
That sounds
Play?
pretty stupid.
Do you guys know anything about Child's Play?
I know it's Chucky.
But do you know who Chucky is? What Chucky is?
I know he's a doll.
Okay, so basically, there's a serial killer whose name is Charles Lee Ray.
And he gets
Charles Lee
sucked
Ray.
into the doll, right?
He puts his soul into the doll as he's dying, performs a voodoo ritual, and goes into the doll, and then comes back. And his whole thing is he has to go through and find another body to sustain him. But at the same time, he's a serial killer, so he's just killing everybody. Long story short, that spawned like 8 movies. So, anywho, new movie is they were like, well, that whole serial killer like in a doll thing, that's just stupid. We're scrapping that. So basically what we have is Alexa inside of a doll, and it can go through and control other smart home app things, and then it kills
Didn't
people
they
through
do
that.
this?
Yeah, it's on The Simpsons.
No. What is the one movie that takes place entirely through webcams and social media?
Oh, that's Unfriended. So that's
Sounds the same concept.
so that
Unfriended
it's
is
it's a
very different.
it's a film where everyone is on a webcam,
Yeah.
but they're
No,
they're
I know about it. What you're talking about though with the integration of technology and anything, it sounds similar.
well, yeah, but like I mean like this is literally there's a doll running around with a knife and someone jumps in her car and he's like, "Oh, she thinks she can get away." So like throws the knife to the side and is like, "Oh," and then starts controlling the car and makes the car go like 200 miles an hour into a tree and kills her.
Well,
And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm like, really?" And then there's another guy who's like at some point in the trailer he's
John,
hanging
I'm getting mixed signals. Do you or don't you like this movie?
No, it's free, so I'm going to see it.
Okay.
So I don't think this movie's going to be good.
At what point do we think voodoo stopped being scary? Does anyone actually
When
think
Marvel
Voodoo,
Comics
you voodoo bitch.
Yeah, that's about the
That
time.
makes- okay, that actually makes sense.
That's a great song.
Sam
For anyone
B,
that doesn't know,
right?
that's
Sam
Dead
B,
Island.
right?
Yeah,
B.
it's something like that. Sam B.
Sam B got
I like
the thing. They go
the
bump in the
random
night.
fact check out of nowhere. Video games got it.
Sam B got the
I don't.
thing. They go
I don't
bump
know.
in the night.
I don't know movies. Movie know me.
Are you already done with the water?
Oh my god, this reeks of rum.
It's rum cake.
I get that, but holy fucking shit. Anyone want some rum cake?
What
I
do you
guess
think?
that's just me, Joe.
Me.
I'll try it. I don't.
You know, you fucking didn't answer.
You said
Look at shit.
I just want to make sure I had enough for themselves.
Here, open your mouth. Just shove it.
Corey, what have you been playing this week?
World War Z.
Bullshit. Mortal
Hold on,
Kombat
wait,
11.
Pause, I'm sorry. Left for War Z 2.
That's all I've heard, but in a good way.
It is, yeah. It is.
Try it. If you want more, I can
fantastic
cut
if
you
like
more.
Left 4 Dead.
But it tastes
Well,
heavily of rum.
I watched some people streaming it, and it looks cool.
Yeah, I'm
Would
okay with this game.
100% recommend, especially
really
as a
light.
group. The multiplayer is like Call of Duty,
Really
but
moist.
then when all the
Zombies.
gunfire is focused in one spot, a massive horde spawns. And when a zombie specifically kills you, you get to watch your character reanimate. It's fucking awesome.
That's kind of cool.
Like they're on the ground and they start like, and then they get up and like they turn around and they're like their bodies are freaking out and then they just start running with the horde. It's fucking super cool. It's like one of those like really small details. It's just like I enjoyed that. Like I don't care. I just died. I get to watch myself run at another person and try to eat their face.
Cut your
I
piece a little
remember,
small.
I remember you playing it, and you said there was a lot of
I
guns.
split between
Yeah.
the three of us.
Yes. The guns are split into 3 different tiers.
Gun 1, gun 2, gun 3.
No. So it's like to kind of give you an idea. So tier 1 is like the M1. Not a Garand. What is it called? It's in PUBG. It's like a mini.
Mini 14?
Yeah, the
14.
Mini 14.
A carbine.
It's like
I
it's
will
like a
never
scout.
remember
Yeah,
the
scout
names of
rifle Mini
any of these
14.
guns.
And the more you use these guns, the more you can upgrade them. And they almost always have 2 trees. Certain guns don't, like shotguns don't, because you can't really change a shotgun that much. So whenever you basically whenever you upgrade it, adds attachments, so on and so forth. It just makes the gun better overall. It's mostly cosmetic, except like laser sights. You can see laser sights. Can't use the scopes, anything like that. But so the tier 1 is like the Mini 14. The tier 2 is, and that's the Palk 15, which is basically an AR-15. And then the tier 3 is a Scar.
Okay.
So that's it. And even though you use these guns like a bunch, you don't really start out with the better guns. You always start off with either an Uzi, which you can upgrade a shitload. Like I can start off with the suppressed Uzi right now, or a shotgun.
Right now, because of how much you've upgraded,
Right.
or so it has loadouts. I might have missed that because I was cutting the cake.
Not loadouts per se. So it has level 1 through 5. Level 1 is just a base Uzi. Level 2 is an Uzi with a suppressor on it. Level 3 is an Uzi with a suppressor.
But
and
my
a little
question
tiny
is
red dot.
this where like Left 4 Dead, when you start that game, everyone has a pistol and you have to upgrade your shit as you go. Is this something that like as you unlock it, you can start the game with
no,
it?
not that I've seen. So every single game you play, all the loot is randomized as far as I know, as well as all these boxes.
So by the end of the level, you can have a level 5 thing, but at the beginning, it's level 1.
Right.
Okay.
But so if you customize a gun a certain way, when you find it, it'll be that
correct.
way. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, but you still have to find it. It's
Yeah,
not just going to be
yeah.
like, okay.
So like right now, I use my favorite gun in the game at the moment is basically the M416. The German looks like the M4. I have it up to a level 3 out of 5, even though I can unlock the 5 after every game. You get what's called supplies and use those supply points to unlock character class, because there's classes in the game too for characters like medic,
Special
exterminator, yeah, a bunch of different stuff. It lets you start off with an MG, grenade launcher, rocket launcher.
Is there a Bard?
No. Yeah, there's a guy that shoots stim pistol like things at you. So,
We have a
gives you
special
10
guest.
health.
Can we put can we put Tolly on camera?
I thought I was looking down at the chat like, who's here? I would recommend in one single match. So like in Left 4 Dead, you know, at the end it shows you how many zombies you killed.
Yeah.
I think the biggest I ever saw was maybe 2,000.
Yeah.
And that was like
That was if you like soloed the
that
game.
that was 5 chapters.
Yeah.
Right, of running from point A to point B and everything. One chapter of most of the chapters are 3. So you have the United States, Jerusalem, New York, Jerusalem, Tokyo,
I was in Discord.
Russia, which is Moscow,
goodness.
and then there's a 5th one. I can't remember for life of me what it is.
He was watching me type.
Canada, eh?
Huh?
In Discord seeing.
It's
it,
in
saying
Canada,
I was
eh?
typing.
I don't remember. I see you typing on stream and Discord.
I was physically typing
real.
on Discord, like posting stuff, but like he was on the Discord and it was saying like Neil Bruner is typing.
So, I made a clip that I'll show you guys because I can't. That'd be a really cool way if we could.
Which the big cheese?
Big cheese and the knife.
Yeah,
Oh,
hold
you
on,
think you're
let
the
me
big cheese, huh?
So my only thing with this game, real quick, while you're loading this clip,
Yeah.
is like what a really good underrated game for a very mediocre film.
Well, I like the film.
It's
Actually,
okay, but like it's one. And I'm not saying it's bad. But my thing is, I saw it in theater. I was like, "Wow, that was a good movie." Never saw it again, and never had a desire to be like World War Z.
saw
That's what I
one
want to
more
watch
time on
tonight.
HBO.
Yeah, I was the same way as you. Saw it in theaters. Was like, that was a good movie.
Yeah, but
No,
that
it's
was
not a
that was
theater.
$15 well spent.
yeah,
So
never had a desire to seek it out or like buy it on Blu-ray or like.
biggest thing that really absolutely blows my mind is I'm running this on my computer, which is now 3 years old. Still has a 980 Ti, not a bad graphics card, but no way, shape, or form.
You're on a
anymore is
980
it the best.
Ti?
Yeah. It is
My graphics card's better than yours.
Yeah, so that's my point, right? And with this one single chapter of one whole match thing that I played, one chapter, I killed 1,500 zombies
Oh my god.
by myself. That's not counting the AI kills. And this game runs amazing. Like, minimum 80 frames per second
Me a little bit.
with all this on screen.
If you
So
don't
this is
mind,
a
please.
clip. This is a clip I captured. Sorry, podcast people, that you can't see this.
We are mega quiet.
Or Nick, who's on the wrong side of the table.
If you can kind of see it,
Are the AI actually responsive in this game?
they're good at shooting. They don't do anything else. Can you see all the zombies?
Oh my god, yeah.
So if it's easier seeing.
It literally looks like World War Z, and I'm not
It
being
literally
I'm
looks
not being a
like if you
smart
look
ass
in the-
like
if you look really close up at the bridge as
Yeah.
I turn around, you can see the horde, and every single one of those are an actual single zombie.
seriously though, I'm not being a smart ass when I say it looks like World War Z.
I know. I agree.
Like I've never seen a zombie movie like that where like where
No.
are they? Maybe it was Jerusalem.
yeah.
In the movie where like they're building the
piling
wall
up.
of like zombie, like that's what's
That's
happening
in the
here.
game.
Like
So like there are literal
you're
spots
just like
where.
fucked, bro. Like
But no, we,
What do you
we
do?
make it through. It's literally just, it's so cool because you at one point I had a guy in a 50 cal.
What'd
who's
you just
like,
throw? Oh.
I threw a C4, so it blew up a shitload of zombies. But they will literally pile on top of each other, climb up, and if you shoot enough, either in the middle or top, they all come crumbling down and it breaks the whole stack. And
Holy
you watch all of them
shit.
fall on top of each other. It's I don't. I would fucking recommend this game if you like zombie killing games. If you like Left 4 Dead, it's totally worth it. Gorgeous game. You can get an automatic shotgun and just go to town. It's hilarious.
I really like World where is he? Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
My issue is it's about time we have something like it because God knows
I agree.
Valve will never give us a third in
Well,
any series.
Because they can't count that high.
Apparently, the developers basically said it is Left 4 Dead. They came out and they were just like,
They literally said that.
yeah, they're like, if you like Left 4 Dead, you will like this game.
That was their whole intent. Was just like
It's
we like
phenomenal.
Left 4 Dead. They're never gonna make a 3. Here's Left 4 Dead 3. I mean World War Z.
Yeah.
Wait, can you play as Brad Pitt?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
There are 20 different characters though that all have their own unique backstories and movies and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Horn?
20.
One's called Brad Mitt though.
No, it's not. First guy I played as was Angel Torres. This big Mexican guy that's seen a rough side of the law. And in the middle, like in his starting character, he goes, it's basically, he pops out and goes, and then just pulls out this huge revolver. And like, it goes straight to 100, like out of nowhere. And you're just like, all right, I'm going to be him.
That's my guy.
I will say, speaking on sequels we'll never get, does the name James Olin mean anything to you?
No.
So apparently he's one of the head writers and game developers for
That's really
BioWare, or used to be. He's
Oh,
retired.
is he the one that just went to Wizards of the Coast?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I recognize the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he's
can't cut this like
one of
we
the
do.
original writers for Mass Effect 1 and 2, and he worked
We'll
with
lose
Drew
a finger
Karpyshyn.
on
Yeah,
stream.
Wizards of the Coast
That's what I'm
just
worried
got
about. I saw you doing
fantastic-
that, and I was like, oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast just got a great
Well, and,
You cut
well,
me
and-
so-
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
he's already
Fine.
done a lot of stuff with Wizards of
As
the
I
Coast
was
anyway.
doing that, I was
because,
just like, this
a
is
lot of
not
the stuff
gonna
that
end
he
well.
also did was like Neverwinter Nights and Baldur's Gate, which were both set in the Forgotten Realms universe.
Thank you.
So like he's already done D&D games before, really, really, really good ones. But yeah, it's nice that he's actually heading up his own studio now.
I was more worried about the knife than the cheese.
That catch, though.
Yeah, because Todd would be all over that shit.
She's over here.
Oh, I know. She's waiting for somebody to drop something.
No.
What?
Maybe you a little bit. Mortal Kombat 11. Anyone?
Oh yeah. I mean, might as well talk about it.
It's really good.
It's so good.
Haven't played it yet.
Took a
actually,
second to.
no
I
joke.
was like, what are you talking
So
about?
that's actually who you play through all the opening tutorials as.
Program?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
It's no, it's more the fact of, oh hey guys, you start out as Scorpion, so we're gonna teach you Scorpion's moves. So
No.
this is how you do this.
I know
This is
I
how you do this.
I know I just went on a huge rant about World War Z, and it's super simple. Basically, use guns to kill zombies. But I say Mortal Kombat does not interest me in the slightest.
Really?
It is just the same. It's like Madden to me. Of
I like
fighting
it for the
games.
story.
What is the story?
It's confusing. It's long.
I was gonna say
Because you have to
can
go back to Mortal Kombat 9 to answer that
Can you
question.
give a brief synopsis?
I
Sub-
can,
sub
yes.
30
Actually, no,
seconds.
I can't. Yes, I can. Okay, so I have to start with Mortal Kombat 9, but I'll still keep it in
And
30
don't
seconds.
use the movie.
I'm not going to use the movie. So basically, the whole point in Mortal Kombat 9 is Raiden is in the future and gets killed by Shao Kahn, who has officially taken over Earth. And before he dies, Raiden goes through and sends his past self a image of what's happening, and the words "he must win" to his past self in Mortal Kombat 1, the original Mortal Kombat 1. So then the rest of Mortal Kombat 9 takes place back in 1, but it's Raiden trying to figure out how to avoid that outcome. So he goes through and blah blah blah, avoids the outcome. Shao Kahn gets killed. Now, in doing that, Liu Kang and Kung Lao both get killed as well. They both get taken in by another not elder god, but he's another god called Shinnok, who goes through and takes them over. So now that Shao Kahn is dead, Shinnok is now trying to take over everything and take over all the realms. So he steps up, and Raiden has to go through and stop him. And in killing him, ends up going through and further corrupting Kung Lao and Liu Kang. And both of them now are ruling the Outer Realm, which is where Scorpion and Shao Kahn and all of them are from. And now they are having their final play to try and take over everything. And in doing so, there's this god, elder god that comes through that controls time. And her entire thing is she goes to Shao Kahn, brings him back to life, and says, look, this is the deal. I'm going to go back and create a time where Raiden never existed, and everything will be yours.
This is not 30 seconds, but continue.
I'm getting kind of close for 3 games worth of content, but 30 seconds per game. But then the whole thing is that she basically reverses it so Raiden never existed. But in doing so, everybody now is back alive, but everyone's also trying to figure out what's happening and reset the timeline.
But I like Raiden.
I love Raiden too, and that's why I want to see him come back.
He's my favorite.
I know he's in this game.
Okay.
Do what?
I know he's in
Led,
this game.
you
Yeah,
said-
he's in the
said
game
mics
at the
and
beginning.
At the table. Are you talking about me and Corey,
Might be.
My mic sounds nice. Check one.
or are you talking about
I can never remember what that's from.
like
Well, no.
Is that-
Lonely Island?
Oh, okay.
My mic
I would-
sounds nice.
I
Check
definitely
two.
would have been wrong.
Like I'm trying to figure out like I mean I can get.
There's a
closer.
puppy! Hi! Hi, I've never seen an animal before, apparently.
Shinnok was a former elder god.
That's right! Yeah,
Joey's-
he's a
Joey's
disgrace.
watching, by
He's
the
a
way.
disgraced elder god. They threw him out. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. By the way, Joey's watching.
Jeff
so
Joey.
like our Mortal Kombat lore expert of
And-
everything.
What do you mean just Mortal Kombat? I feel like he knows the lore on what seems like everything.
Raiden is love. Raiden is life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Neo and Rocks are quiet.
The-
Well, I mean, I can check. So I'm in this right here.
Joey, what's the lore between Chicks with Dicks Part 7? I feel like you would know
mean-
the lore of that.
He probably does.
I had a customer
saying.
call me on the phone one day and ask if we sold that, and I was like, I'm assuming this is a prank call and I'm hanging up now.
Chicks with Dick 7?
Yeah.
Specifically 7?
Yeah,
I'm getting feedback.
it's like a
Oh, yeah,
lot.
I was gonna say.
What is that? Where's that coming from?
Check.
Is that Corey's phone?
Oh no, that's the headphones right there.
How about we turn those off?
Say something.
Check.
What the fuck?
How
And
about we just?
Corey's deaf.
Say something.
They're unplugged. There's nothing going on at this point.
You should have still been like, what the?
That was really loud.
That's why I was confused as to why you were wanting it.
It looks like we're peaking constantly now, though. But
I mean, yeah. Well, it's also like when you and I talk, it goes up about like quarter to half. When everybody else talks, it goes up in the high end of the green to low yellow.
Another comment I was going to say, though, with you talking about Mortal Kombat, because you said something, and I think it was to the effect of Mortal Kombat is the Madden of fighting games. Okay, the one thing I will say, because normally I hate games like Madden and all of those games, the one thing I will say with Mortal Kombat is they at least take 5 years in between games. So the last Mortal Kombat came out in 2015. So that was 4 years ago. Yeah, October of 2015. So yeah, it's been 4 years since the last game. And the first one before that was 2010 or 2011.
Something like that.
So again, that was like 3 or 4 years. So it's not like, oh, hey, new year, new game. It's basically, hey, new console, here's a new game.
New Year, new me.
Shannon, what have you been playing?
I'm trying to think of.
You were just playing that one game upstairs that looks
Yeah,
fun as
I-
fuck.
I was gonna say.
Talk about that.
I know of at least 3 different games you've been playing lately.
I've been actually playing my Switch a lot lately. So, no, I've got a
I'm
little
not a
farther in
Nintendo
Moonlighter.
fanboy at all.
Like it a lot. Now that I've gotten through the
What
first
was it?
dungeon,
I talked to
Moonlighter.
I need to get that.
So yeah, that's that one. That's just a quick synopsis. It's like a Harvest Moon / Binding of Isaac kind of game. So it's a roguelike. Go through the dungeon, get a little farther every time, get more gear, go back, sell it, get better stuff, rinse, repeat kind of
Keep
thing.
going. Rinse, repeat.
Basically.
Not
Um,
Gungeon.
What?
Enter the Gungeon. That's another game. That one's fun too. I played that at a friend's house.
Not played that one in particular. Usually
weird.
it's not my
It
style
just
of game.
sounds like it.
Yeah, kind of. The difference is the shop. I think the shopkeeping aspect of it, kind of thing, is pretty cool. You could upgrade your town and things like that.
Yeah.
That, and then also there was a game that I kind of forgot about that was coming out. It just sounded really interesting to me. It's called Rico.
RICO.
RICO. It's like
So
the
it's not RIKU.
Riku?
no.
Rico.
Go on.
Anyway,
Kingdom Hearts.
Just had to sneak that one in there.
Yeah.
I was like, where's she going with this?
Yeah, dude, that's what I wanted to do.
but no, it's like a throwback to like a Rainbow Six game or like kind of thing where you play as like it's like a buddy
I
cop.
have actually seen this. Yes.
Yeah, so it's an over the top, just like room clearing game. So it's like you'll both like kick the door down, and then it'll be like slow time, and you have to like murder everybody in the room, kind of thing. You have to like
It's like
sweep one by
Munchkin?
one.
You kick in the door and see what's behind the
Have
little
you
door?
seen? There's a
Sorta.
game that's supposed to be coming out that's like Rainbow Six, but it's supposed
Yes,
to be.
Ready or Not.
I think so.
Ready or
maybe that
Not.
is, where it's super hyper realistic.
Yes, it's that one, but that one's really far away.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if you knew anything.
There's like an if you sign up, you can get into early access alpha that will be like at the end of the year, and then the beta is supposed to be like
Oh, no, I
mid
get what he's
time of
saying.
next year, and then it's supposed to be out probably like
So
a year or two from now.
So the plot to Chicks with Dicks Part 7 goes
Oh,
back to
God.
Part 2 because there were two chicks that went through a sex change, and their spacesuits, which were given to them by Elsa Jean and Piper Perry, were when they sacrificed Queen Latifah to the Elder Gods. Sorry.
Now I want to know if this is a real thing. Holy shit.
What?
Alpha starts in August of this year. Beta starts next June.
Yeah, so I said.
Of what?
Game is projected to release Q4 of 2020 or Q1 of 2021.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like super hyper.
Got a little while ago.
Ready or not, it doesn't matter because this game's not ever coming out.
Basically.
It's not Star Citizen.
It's not Star Citizen.
I want to love that game.
What was
Yeah,
it?
I will
What
love
other
that game when it finally comes out.
I
Third
do
game?
love it. Yeah, but yeah.
You said there were three.
Yeah, you named two.
You said Moonlighter, Rico, and there was one more.
Mortal
Oh,
Kombat
something-
11.
Well, I tried out Mortal Kombat 11, and it did work pretty well on the Switch. Not as graphically impressive, obviously, but
Oh.
still cool that it does. I think that's a good Switch game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and
one
I'm
of
still
those-
okay with that. But it is
doesn't
a downgrade.
Look too great. You can obviously tell they downgraded the graphics, but they did that to still reach a solid 60 frames per second that doesn't drop below 60.
And I mean, you still have all of the features of the game. You still have the exact same gameplay, the same, like they didn't cut any features out.
Correct.
It looks like you're playing on like a PSP.
So, have you played any Smash?
I have not tried.
Oh,
Joker
you weren't
yet.
with us today.
We did today.
That's,
Yeah, I was gonna say we did.
Yeah, we
that's
played
what I was
some-
gonna ask if you played if you tried Joker.
No, I thought about it earlier, but then I was hanging out with Drake and we were playing that game. We were just like going to the eShop, just looking at stupid games, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, this game! I forgot about it," and then bought it. And we played
Yeah,
it.
like the game that Nick wanted me to buy super badly, and I bought it and I played it once, and then
Which one? Wargroove?
probably
Problem.
is that the one?
The like
RTS?
Fire Emblem meets
Yeah, that
meets
one.
Advance Wars. So Len also brings up a point. Mortal Kombat 11 has $6,440 worth of cosmetic skins if you want to buy them instead of grinding to unlock them. But see, here's my thing with those microtransactions. That is skins that you can unlock in game by playing the game. So
I
fine
agree.
with those. Don't get me wrong.
I'm
I'm
just-
not like if they want to put them in the game, fine, fuck it. But with those kind of microtransactions, it doesn't change the gameplay in any way, shape, or form. All it does
It's like Sea of
is
Thieves.
yeah, it's like cosmetic skin stuff, but everybody's
No,
still at the same.
You're forgetting.
Sea of Thieves
the
doesn't have
number one rule,
microtransactions,
Nick.
does it? Can you buy gold?
What?
No, that's the point. Well,
Yeah, but in this you can buy gold to buy that stuff.
No, the number one rule in any game is
Don't talk
look
about
good,
Fight
play good.
Club? Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So if you look better, you automatically gonna kill.
I mean,
people
you
better.
run through Battlefield, and you got a badass trench coat on, you're top leaderboard instantly.
My whole thing, though, that I will say, though, is what I'm getting tired of with Mortal Kombat already, the downside to it, is things where it tries to make you think you have to buy stuff. So, for instance, I turned on the game, and it was like, new character added to the roster. I bought it the day it came out. Literally, I had it 4 hours early. and started it, and it was like, new characters been added to the roster. Frost, buy her in the store now for $5.99. So I was like, well, I want to see if she's part of the Combat Pass, because if she's part of the Combat Pass, I was like, I'm not going to buy her. So I went through and I was looking at it, and I looked it up online, and the first article was, do not buy Frost. You unlock her after beating Chapter 4 of the game. But the game's like, buy her now by clicking here and spending $6.
It's probably easy for see how they monetize it. They have that much big customers stuff. See, I feel like that's almost more for like tournaments, because if you have to play the game to unlock the characters, how many places like Tappers that throw tournaments are gonna have?
I get that, but I'm talking literally, she's like 30 minutes into the game.
I agree with you. I'm just getting at it. Seems like a cheesy way for
I don't know. Ask him. He's
What,
the.
Are you supposed to eat this part?
What?
You can eat the rind. That's fine.
What? Let me see what it is.
Well, that one's fine.
Oh God, no! It's poisonous. Don't eat that.
Well, no run.
I was just saying, watch him
No,
say that.
You don't want to eat that one. That one's,
Oh.
that's wax. You don't want to eat it.
Well, that's legit wax. Never mind.
That's coming out later.
I will say, since
Best
we're still already on the topic of Mortal Kombat 11, Joe, have you played online at all?
I have not, because I suck. As-
have you played
as-
online at all?
No.
I don't know if anybody that's watching this has played online at all yet. But apparently, when you're playing online, if you rage quit and you stop and quit in the middle of a thing, you just disintegrate into a giant puddle of blood, and it says "quitality."
That's awesome.
That's just gonna make people want to rage quit just to watch this.
Well, but if you rage quit, you're seeing the menu and backing out. Your opponent is who sees quitality.
Oh,
Because they're fighting you, and then if you leave, instead of just
I figured it would at least show the cutscene as it was like loading back to the screen.
I know it's almost your turn, but there's one cool thing I want to say, real quick. Jumping all the way back to Endgame real quick here. Has anyone Googled Thanos?
Yeah, I showed that to everyone earlier.
No.
I showed it to.
I
Did I show
actually
you?
have no idea what's
You weren't
going
there. Okay, hold on. I gotta show you guys because this is great.
Joey was the one that posted
There's
it
no
online
spoilers
and
on
Joe
this
found
because
it.
I was like, okay, I was freaking out. And thank you, Joey, because Joey was the one that said there was no spoilers. So
Yeah,
they didn't take it
that's all
offline
I'm
already,
sure.
did they?
I doubt it.
They shouldn't have.
Did you Google Thanos?
Yeah, and they literally, it's not there. Hold on.
Now everyone's gonna do it.
I have mine.
Okay, it won't load
Right.
online. So it loads
you
the
know-
Infinity
you know
Gauntlet.
Thanos, right?
Yeah.
It loads the Infinity Gauntlet. When you tap it,
It
it
snaps.
snaps, and as you watch go through, the
Starts-
web pages start to disintegrate.
That was the best thing ever.
It's like super cool. It goes through a bunch of different ones, and they just fade away.
That's
See,
awesome.
Joey says it's already over, but we literally just got it working on.
Yeah, so Joey did say it's over. I was gonna say because I can't load it on mine. Did you already have it loaded?
I bet if I
It's
refresh
probably
it,
because
it's
you
gone.
had it.
Never get rid of that page.
Well, after I close it, but then after they're all gone, because literally, look,
Yeah, they're.
the page is mostly gone. After it's gone, it's like, oh no, I wanted to see something. He reversed his time. And they-
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
His hand closes and it becomes the time symbol, and all of it comes right back.
That's awesome.
Time.
That's
Don't
awesome.
worry, I won't close
Oh my
it. Time.
The other thing I
Bring
was-
it back, Bard.
The other thing I was gonna say though, with you talking about online play, and it just reminded me I have to say this because you and Shannon both saw it earlier, and I just thought it was really funny. But I did go into a match on Mortal Kombat where I was playing as Shao Kahn, and I was fighting Sub-Zero, I think.
Sounds about right.
But I had it on very easy, so basically the NPC just doesn't do shit. So I just had my hammer, and literally, like, I was doing, like, the light punch attack, but for Shao Kahn, he just hits them with the base, like, the hilt of the hammer.
Yeah.
And I just did it, like, 40 times. So it was just like, ding, 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 ding. And Sub-Zero's just,
backing him up
but
across the
Sub-Zero's just like, and it was like flawless victory.
And then at one point in time, so like it starts up the next one, like,
Oh, yeah, I
round
know.
2, fight.
And I was like, Nick, you're, yeah,
Tink, and then you hear Shao Kahn go, "You suck."
yeah, no.
Because
I-
there's a taunt button.
I didn't realize there's a taunt button, so like if you hit one of his moves is he just taunts you. So he's just like, you suck, I'm gonna kill you, outer world will rule and all this stuff. So I went through at one point and I just went, you suck, and then he got like in like a 12-hit combo and I was like, holy shit, NPC's getting mad. NPC was like, I don't give a fuck if this is like easy, very easy, I'm putting it on hard.
I just imagine you being me, just like, I'm a god.
It works.
Nick,
Tyler.
no, me.
Tyler's turn.
I have been playing. Let's see, a little bit of World of Warcraft.
Oh.
Slowly
A
getting,
little bit.
slowly
I need
getting
to get
back
back
into
into
it.
that game.
You're a dirty liar.
Like 1 or 2 nights. 1 or 2 nights I played.
It
Just
was like 12 hours each.
I'm the only thing I'm really focusing on right now is just trying to get the first step of the Pathfinder achievement done, which just gets when the next patch comes out in June-ish. When I complete the second part, it unlocks flying for the new zones. So I'm just trying to get caught up on that. So there's only a couple
There's
of
new zones?
reputations.
I didn't see there were new zones on the new expansion.
Yeah, there's two new
Yeah,
zones.
So much I pay attention.
Nazjatar.
Next, like,
Oh,
So
yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
We're going to the
Yeah, I played
the
it for
old
3 weeks.
the old elf city that was sunk and turned into Naga-ness, and then we're also going to Mechagon. So a like a island of a bunch of gnomes, but they're called Junker gnomes or Mecha gnomes, and they're like half robot, half gnome kind of thing.
Just a gnome.
It looks really cool.
I just wish I
Interesting
could,
zones,
like-
and plus, I've wanted to see Nazjatar and especially
Zoom tight.
Queen Ishara
Yeah.
since they were first talked about in BC. And so I can't. The fact that we're finally getting to actually see not only an in-game model for Queen Ishara, but we're actually getting to fight her as a raid boss. This is the culmination of like 12 years of playing for me.
My only thing that I have to say
Can we
about
try it?
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that's what I was handing
Oh.
it to you for. I'm sorry, I thought you already took a drink. Sorry, continue.
The thing that I have with World of Warcraft
Oh,
is
yeah.
it is an incredible game that I like. I like it. I like to play it. I want to try it.
You want to try it?
I really like the game. I really wish I could play it and be good at it. The problem is I very much feel the same way that I do when I turn on League of Legends. And I'm like, well, I'm 13 years too late. Like, I'll never figure out all the fucking shit in this game. And like, I feel like there's so much like.
So World of Warcraft is no longer an RPG. World of Warcraft is now a massively multiplayer online internet game.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
So like,
But
Everything is very
RuneScape.
boiled down, very dumbed down from what it used to be in the like classic vanilla BC days.
maybe it was harder back then, but I find it hard now.
But if you were to turn on like the tutorials and stuff, like they really do walk you through it, and they introduce the class trial system. So when you create a new character,
Yeah.
like you can go in and instead of creating a character at level 1 and having to play 25 levels to figure out if you like it or not, you can create a character at level, I think now it's level 110, and you can play that character for like 4 hours.
Oh, no.
And they have like a 45-minute opening scenario where they say, okay, pick your specialization. Say you make a mage, right? And they're like, pick the specialization you want. Do you want to be arcane, frost, or fire? You pick frost, and then they go through and they say, okay, here's how you use all your
I
abilities.
wish they
Here's
would
how
have had that when I picked the fucking warlock. I regret getting to
Exactly, exactly. But they walk you through all that stuff. They give you introductions to, here's the quest hubs.
I have
you
a
should
reason
go.
for this.
Here's the zones you should be going to. Here's what you should be doing, and they have simplified it a lot. I just go back to the game because I've been literally playing it for 13, 14 years now, so
Nerd.
it's been a while.
This is my issue with the game is I load it up and I'm like, I'm going to play some World of Warcraft. And it's like, hi, welcome to World of Warcraft. Read these books and get back to us. Because I'm just like, I don't know what any of this shit means. So I have to call Nick. I'm like, Nick, what do I do? And he's like, just put this here, put this at number 1, put this number 2, put this number 3. Here you go. They're just run into the battle. I'll tank for you. And as long as you're hitting stuff, you'll do fine. Just you don't need to learn
Don't
it.
stand in the bad.
And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was getting cussed out one time because I didn't realize that my I play a hunter, and my Dragonhawk was tanking for me, and I didn't know that. And everyone was throwing a fit and screaming about it, and was like, "Hey, fucking asshole, turn off your fucking thing." And I was like, "What do you mean, turn it off? Like he's here?" And I was like, "He's helping, he's attacking, he's doing a good job. Why are you getting mad at him?" And they were like, he's doing this and this and that. And I was like, I don't know what any of that means. So Nick was like, hold on, Nick. And he had to like stop tanking to tell me what to do. Because I was like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing right now.
People are too tryhard still. I mean, you're always going to be.
Well, that was also in a level, like, what, 15 dungeon? And
Yeah, that was.
there was some guy that was talking. He's like, I've been playing this game for like 20 years or whatever. And like, what? You're such a dumbass for not knowing. And Nick was like, how about you fuck off because you're on a level 15 dungeon. So if you've been playing for so long, clearly, like, you shouldn't be on this dungeon.
Yeah, I played that.
God, I need to read these books. They were all so good.
Been playing, getting back into Overwatch.
I love
With
Overwatch.
Overwatch League. The announcement today of the Overwatch Workshop
Wait,
so,
what?
I have
it
not
was,
heard this
it was
yet.
talked about at BlizzCon last year.
I did not
Basically,
follow
during the
BlizzCon.
development cycle for Overwatch, they occasionally have what they call free weeks.
Okay.
And they allow all the developers and programmers and artists and basically to work on pet projects regarding the game.
Okay.
So they talked about it, and there were a couple developers that were trying to create a way for players, like actual
That is
players
good.
and users, to create custom game modes, custom rule sets, custom. And so what they have done, and they just announced it today, is they've created a mode where players can go in, and there is a very stripped down version of the scripting language for the game, and you can go in and create different player types, different rule sets, different. You can customize everything about the game mode basically.
How long before we have Overwatch Battle Royale?
Case in point. But
Fucking.
what I
That'd be
think
so cool.
what
you
I
get
think's
30.
cool about it,
God, what's his face? I can't think right now. The
Bastion.
yeah, get like 30 bastions running into
No,
the battle
see,
royale.
That's how the battle royale would be. Is everyone falls in as just one of the simple robots from one of their like events that they
Yeah.
ran, one of the smaller robots, and you find attachments that create the hologram form of one of the guys, and you get to use all their abilities.
Yeah.
Well, we
and
just
it's-
built it.
But see,
You're
the idea with
welcome.
it is
Blizzard,
that,
you owe us $100 million.
They already have a server browser, like a game finder, basically for the arcade games. But they're going to introduce a beefed up version for the workshop when it comes out, and I think it's really cool because if hint hint wink wink, if Blizzard was smart, they'll pay attention to what people are creating and what people are playing the most, and then take those, put the Blizzard polish on it, and make it an actual like built-in game mode.
Like Griffball.
Exactly.
Kinda.
Exactly. And so
I
I think
wonder
that,
who created Griffball.
I think that's cool.
Oh, Griffin.
I think that's
What do
going
you
to turn
mean?
out
I'm being a smart
really
ass.
well.
Yeah.
What else have I played this week?
Do you know who created Griffball?
Griffin.
I mean, that was really
It
it.
wasn't
I
Griffin.
played a little
Yes,
bit of
it was.
Battlefield.
Did Griffin create it? Griffin didn't
Ramsey
create it.
I was gonna say.
That's what's throwing me out because
Everybody's
so hold
so
on.
confused.
No, this is the thing. So Rooster Teeth created Griffball, but there is a person who helped. One of the founders of Rooster Teeth has a kid named Was a kid or wife?
No, his ex-wife.
It's his
Griffin.
ex-wife.
Yeah.
It was Griffin. So there
He
is a
knows who
Griffin.
Griffin Ramsey is, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, then you're. I challenge you to a
The
duel.
chainsaw artist.
Pistol
Bernie
Let's do
Burns.
a challenge,
Dawn.
challenge showdown.
Bernie Burns created the first Griffball game type when experimenting with outtakes from Rooster Teeth's Halo 3.
And God,
There we go.
I have such fond memories of getting drunk with my brother and screaming at the TV as we scored another goal.
Oh yeah.
God, it's so good.
Fucking love Griffball.
But yeah, I mean that's
Back in the Halo
played a little bit of
Reach
PUBG.
We did play a
Oh,
little bit.
thanks for the invite, you douche nozzles.
Hey, you know what? Actually, so you know how we were talking about like, oh, what should we do for our next game tournament thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. PUBG has custom game types open to
Yeah.
everybody now.
Yeah.
Dude, why don't we do a PUBG?
I would
tournament?
love to do that. How are we going to give that many people together with that many laptop / PC?
Well, I mean, we could do like
The issue being the majority of the people that played at the Smash tournament, it's mostly. I know of at least 4 or 5 people that didn't actually. They don't have a PC to play on. I don't know. Maybe
I can't
It's
remember
not
if I
too
own
bad,
PUBG or not.
there's also that.
You what?
I don't remember if I own PUBG.
Yeah, you do. We've played it together.
I need to specify. I have a new account and I don't remember my old login information
Tyler,
from my old
did you ever
account,
see
so I
the
don't
super
know.
awesome clip of Neil Bruner here shooting his teammate in the face?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's great with a pistol. You watch the enemy run by as Nick stares. And
Why do I
then
feel like you
his
were the
friend-
teammate?
No, it wasn't me. It was Gravy. But he literally turns a corner and Nick sees him, and his
I've
name's
seen
above his
this
head,
clip.
and he just goes, boom, 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 like
No.
whole clip into his face.
Have you seen the clip on Family Guy?
If
Where-
I remember right, because you're talking about when we're in apartments, right?
No.
Okay, because that happened in apartments one time too, where I was rounding a corner, and the opponent that Gravy was chasing runs by me as I turn the corner and just
No,
pop.
it wasn't apartments. We weren't in apartments, but yes, it's that.
No, it was the outside of one of the buildings in apartments.
Yeah, but it wasn't apartments. I remember where it was. It was what is the eastern part of the map? It starts with an R.
Roshawk.
Yes, thank you.
I swear to God, it was
I just remember that because I was like, Matt, where are you actually playing with Hassel 13?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm dead because I had already died. I was like, all right, I don't feel bad. And so we spectated him just in time. I mean, literally, it's on stream. It's just in time to see this guy run right past him. He looks at Nick and just keeps running. And Gravy comes around and chases him. He has to like reload. He's in the middle reloading, and Nick just goes, target acquired. Boom, boom, boom! Literally just lays him out, and Gravy's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And Nick just goes on his stream, like he starts laughing.
I did that on back when we were like playing Apex every single night. I remember we dropped at artillery one. It was me, you, and Shannon, and we dropped at artillery, and it was the hot drop. And there was probably 5 or 6 other squads that dropped it, and we dropped all of them. And we were on the last one. We were fighting right next to the respawn beacon. No, you weren't. You hadn't got online yet. We were playing with a rando. Because
I think I remember your time.
the rando got downed, and me and Shannon cleaned up the rest of the squads, but I didn't realize they were all dead. And the rando crawls out of this door, and I see him there, and I just unload an entire clip into him, trying to finish the kill. And I just hear over chat, "Bro, stop! Stop!"
I haven't played that game in a long time, and I don't regret it. I do. I have seen a glitch though. Apparently, where if you put what's his face's jump pad on top of one of those wide open
Doesn't
boxes.
need the jump pad.
Oh,
Doesn't need the jump pad. If you open the loot box and jump inside of it, and then crouch down, aim up, and punch the lid like 40 times, get out, jump up on top of the open loot crate, and jump again, you'll get launched into the sky. I watched a clip earlier on the Apex Legends subreddit of a guy that does it, goes all the way up in the air. It's him, his squad, and one other guy left. And as he's falling down with the Kraber, he does like a 720 no scope and kills the guy to win the game. I'll find the clip right now.
I was
What?
gonna say,
That's
the only
fucking
thing,
insane.
The only thing I saw is someone threw they must have done the combo, and then they threw their jump pad on it, and it launched them from one side to the opposite end over the edge and killed themselves.
People have launched themselves through the big Leviathans, and like they have clipped out of the map before they die because they get so much velocity with it.
Yeah, I love fucking with game physics, man. It's one of the better.
And-
They're fine.
And that's how Goat Simulator started.
Yeah,
It's true.
that's why it's so popular.
It is so much fun.
It is fun. It's one of those mindless games.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of mindless games, how about Minecraft? The whole reason Led's here.
I know, right?
Minecraft.
Let's just like, damn it, Nick, go on and fucking upgrade everything. I need to log in and update
So much
everything.
cheese.
I'm going
wanna try
to do that tonight.
Yeah.
I said I was doing it tonight. I'm going to do it
Taking
tonight.
Very good.
That's the face my cat's made when I've given him like food off the table.
But Nick, you're the last one who has not shared what you've been playing recently.
Mortal Kombat 11, PUBG.
God, don't act like you play with us.
When do you
We're
guys play video games?
I play video games sometimes.
Way
Big-
too late at night.
Yeah, like it's.
Okay.
You mean too early in the morning?
It's usually about
Well,
11:30
last
or 12.
night, by the
when we
time
start.
I got home and got onto my computer,
It was what,
I
1:45?
yeah, I was gonna say I logged into ESO, got my dailies, logged out, and it was 3, and I was like, I gotta go to the restaurant in the morning. So I'm like, should probably go to bed. But
It sucks.
I didn't
'cause
really-
I never see you guys anymore.
yeah.
I'm a day shift.
Yeah, you do every Wednesday.
Smart ass.
But like I haven't really been playing as much as I would like to.
Nicki Minaj.
What?
Nothing. It's a vine. It's been stuck in my head all day.
Oh, well, no, it's just one of those things where like it seems like
Vine. R.I.P.
Shit.
Sorry.
I still watch the compilations on YouTube.
Oh.
Leave me alone.
it's one of those things where like to get ready for what the fuck is that show? Game of Thrones. To get ready for Game of Thrones,
What's that?
I rewatched all of the series leading up to it, and then
No.
got through that. Now I've watched all of the Marvel Cinematic movies to prepare for tomorrow. So like,
this is gonna be a hell of a weekend, assuming we get to see the movie.
right, exactly. That's my whole thing.
What?
Like,
You guys keep talking about this movie. I don't know what we're talking about.
I'm
It's
fucking
got
punch
this
you.
guy. His name's Spider-Man. Okay. I was gonna say Stan Lee. but
Break the
it's
fucking
not.
plate.
I will. I'll do what I want.
But
oh,
yeah, this weekend's gonna be.
Joey's been playing Killing Floor too.
That game is so good.
Is it though?
I do love
It
that
is.
game.
It's good if you have
Is
people to play
it
with.
though?
Press play.
Well, that's the thing.
This
If you have
isn't
people
the
to play
clip,
with.
you'll see the
Is
glitch.
it though?
I like it by myself. I like doing all like the fucking like go kill fucking Santa Claus and his elves.
Oh, like the holiday events.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the jump thing.
I want to see. I want to see with you.
This isn't the actual clip I was talking
Holy
about.
shit!
I told you it launches you.
He just. Oh, he's outside the circle. He landed inside the circle.
No, he landed outside.
Outside the circle, but on the map.
Right.
Oh, okay, okay, that's what you're saying.
Is he gonna be able to live?
Probably not.
Probably not.
That'd still be fun to do.
But yeah, there's people. If you
Can you launch straight up?
so, but whatever direction you punch
launch
is the
over it.
direction of the like where you'll go. So if you get down inside of it and aim straight up and punch,
There's a
you'll go straight
there's
up.
a glitch in like a mainstream game that was something similar to that.
Halo.
Was it
The
Halo?
Halo jumps. It's basically you had to hit a very specific area and then jump specifically on it. I think it was Halo.
I can't remember now. But yeah, that just reminds me of that.
There was the instant shot on Left 4 Dead 1 before it got patched, where you would take an
Found it.
you would take
Yes.
an M16 with 50 rounds of ammunition, like 50 rounds in the single mag, and you would
Just hit play.
you would start the swing animation with holding the melee with the left trigger, and then hold the right trigger almost immediately after. So it would register as you shooting all your bullets as your guy sat there and did this, and you could basically count to how long it takes to empty a mag. I think was 10 seconds. And you turn, you look at someone, and then you hold down the right trigger and let go of the left of the melee, and it goes, "Blah!" and it shoots all 50 bullets in a single bullet.
What the
Instant kills
fuck?
everything.
That's the clip I was talking about.
You two people could do it on Left 4 Dead 1 before it got patched, and it would kill a tank instantly.
Just be sure that you actually hit it and don't accidentally miss.
Wow. What the shit? That is bullshit. You know what? You know
I
he
wanna
threw
replay.
down his controller too and was just like,
Done.
I retire. That's pretty great.
There's so many glitches in Left 4 Dead. I remember doing the one.
sword lunge. Yeah.
There was the one that was like if you shoot a propane tank or you take an explosion, you know how you would stumble. If you just
So
kept
propane.
pressing Y and you kept switching weapons, the stumble would happen infinitely. And if you were staying on a ledge, you could infinitely
Yeah.
stumble backwards and like fly across the
Over.
map. So you could hover into like buildings, like the survival mode, like on the stadium. You would go on this like one.
And
thing.
that's how people got their fucking like 8-day survival times.
Yeah,
You cheating asshole.
I just did it just see how I did.
I did it. See, I was all about the competitive, and one of the I think it was No Mercy. One of the areas you normally have to use a scissor lift that creates a lot of noise. If you run all the way across the roof and then jump down on the thing, there's a door there. You can hit a button, it opens the door. So if your allies are outside, you can go out and get them. Well, that door was originally breakable, so you could have two people walk up against it, and you could hit the melee button, hit Y to switch to your pistol and melee, and it would count as two melees almost instantly. So you just sit there and hit left trigger and Y super fast. Have two people do it, and you'd break that door down in less than 5 seconds. And you just completely skip that part and run.
Huh.
I remember a lot of glitches from those games. Like, as a hunter in No Mercy, when you crawl out of the sewer, there's the massive, super tall hospital in front of you. As a hunter, you could wall bounce backwards all the way up to the very top and just sit on nothing. You'd be sitting on an invisible ceiling, and as soon as someone calls out, you just jump, and your hunter just basically in the Y pose for like what seems like 5 minutes until you land on someone and do 25 damage. You're like, I'm so good.
I still love the fact that that game crashed one day and gave me like 30 achievements.
It did that with a lot of people. It didn't do it with me. Fucker.
Sad face.
It was
And I'm
sad,
talking
'cause
like
a
it
lot of the
wasn't
people I
like-
played with, it did happen.
It wasn't even like the easy ones that like I hadn't unlocked yet. It was just like, oh, like single-handedly
Um,
kill a tank, like kill
was
like
easy.
do what?
That is easy.
Oh, not for me, motherfucker. No way in hell. But there
I-
was like,
I just-
oh, kill like 900,000 zombies. Like there was all these like crazy
53,000.
achievements that.
53,964, I believe.
Yeah, it just gave me that for free.
I
like,
had to work through, and I finally, like, one day I was so pissed at not being the only one that didn't have it, and I found out I had like 48,000 zombies killed. So I just did the final survivor thing on a map. I got the minigun and just shot zombies for like
until you got the
4
achievement.
hours. Yeah,
Works.
Motherfucker, I'm getting this achievement one way or another.
it was the last achievement I got. It was the very last one that maxed out 100% of that game until the fucking sacrifice came out.
Who is
Spoiler
it
alert,
that is it?
Bill gets sacrificed?
That's who it was.
Oh my heart! I was always Bill.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and they were like, "Oh yeah, remember like when the character from the first game came back?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he was like, "Yeah, like the character from the first game comes back. I can't remember his name, but like he comes back." And I was like, "What the fuck are you? There's no one from the first game in the second game." I had forgotten that was a fucking
yeah.
thing. And I was like, no, like they put the levels from the like first game in it or whatever, but you don't have those characters.
They do.
And then I was wrong on that
Okay,
too.
I was gonna say.
But it was one of those things where I was like, what are you talking about? It's been so long since I played that game. I didn't remember any of that. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's Bill. And I was like, he's the guy I fucking played every time. And I was like, I forgot he was in it. I was like, I felt like a dumbass.
I just like all the mods
That's
you can
true.
do on PC.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is actually pretty accurate.
Huh?
So I just like all the mods you can do on
I know,
PC.
yeah, like everyone's a Care Bear. I've seen stuff like that.
Oh, I think my I played it the other day just
But-
for fun. I think who was I? I had Master Chief, Lara Croft, Daryl Dixon, and Deadpool, and that was my party. I was running with
For
people.
what?
Wasn't
Nipples down!
wasn't
You
it
can modify
that
the
did-
skins.
Yeah, you can
Oh, Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, on
Nice.
PC.
Wasn't it you that was showing me where you were playing and like the skins? There was somebody playing a tank that was skinned as like Thomas the Tank Engine.
I was gonna say, and I was
No,
literally
there's
gonna
a
bring that
there's
up.
Terry Crews tanks.
Terry Crews tanks. That's what it was.
I haven't
Who
seen
just
that.
runs?
But Thomas the Tank Engine, that literally is a mod. It seems like for every fucking
Yeah, it
Bethesda
started
game.
with Skyrim, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Pick him up
flying
with your wheels,
dragons.
Skyrim.
But then it became the Death Claws. The Death Claws became Thomas, and then it was just like that for Left 4 Dead. The tanks. I remember. I never got to play it. I remember seeing footage of literally turning a corner, and here comes a train, and you're like, "Oh God, God!" Kill him with fire.
Yeah, and then you can change it to where the Chargers music is John Cena's like intro. Like, he's like slamming you on the ground.
Oh my god. Has everyone heard, if we haven't, I'll do it afterwards off air, but has
fuck.
everyone seen that prank call? The prank call with
John Cena?
the
I
thing?
showed everyone that.
Are you the one that showed us? Oh, that was years ago. That is the
All right,
funniest thing.
fellas. If you can only play one game for the rest of your life,
Fallout
what
3.
do you choose? Only one game ever.
Fallout 3.
That's really hard. Once
I'm not
upon-
kidding, that's my
once upon
game.
a time it
That's
was
not a
Left 4 Dead
joke.
1, but not anymore.
Can I play it online?
I was about to say, can it be a multiplayer game and there will be people to play with?
Y'all think way too
Joey.
hard.
Because that
While we wait for the 8 minutes of
Lag to catch up.
lag to catch up and you to answer.
Nick, random question. How big is this table?
Smaller than the one you bought.
Yeah, I found that out. I feel like that's really big.
It looked huge
It's
in the
so big,
photo.
though.
I
huge.
did not realize how fucking big it was.
Should just take it up like
So,
your guys'
man,
entire like.
stuff. Just saying. I thought it was the same size as this, and then we got it, and I was like,
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, it's bigger than this.
okay, it was just like, should have got the
Yes.
smaller one, shouldn't
Yes.
you?
So multiplayer and you have people to play with.
World of
I
Warcraft,
was gonna
Wrath,
say-
I knew you
Wrath
were
of the
gonna
Lich
say that.
King
If it- only
after
Red Bull
ICC
King?
released, before Ruby Sanctum.
You are getting
Wow.
way specific, but
Very
considering the
specific.
fact that
That's
all
specific content.
it
No, but
doesn't
for
say
the
you
rest
can't
of
have the
your
DLC.
life-
It just says one game, so you literally could have all of World of Warcraft plus all expansions. But
I don't
you
want.
just
I don't want to go any farther because after that patch is where they removed the classic talent trees. The next patch where they introduced Ruby Sanctum was the pre-patch in preparation for Cataclysm, and
See,
they
you would
took out.
basically beat Kirito at some point. Interesting.
But I don't know. It's that game just holds a lot of nostalgia. Specifically, that point in time for that game holds a lot of nostalgia for me, and so like I can easily see myself. I spent entirely too much time in that content when it was active. I can see myself spending the rest of my life in that.
See,
Content.
if we were doing like MMOs specifically, I would do Star Wars, like the Old Republic, because still today the story for that game is still phenomenal. But like competitive game,
I think it's just just one
Any
game.
Yeah.
one game.
Just one
You
game.
can only play one game forever.
I don't know, man. Like Dead by Daylight,
I
it's the
got
same concept over and over, but the fact with that each killer adds a different repertoire and each character adds a different repertoire and everything for every single class, and that game has a lot. I'm trying to think replayability.
Oh, boy.
At some point you're gonna be
Okay, so
bored.
one online multiplayer game and one single player game.
Fuck me.
Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. No, Fallout 76. I mean,
Ooh, that's a rough.
God, what am I
Single player
on?
game.
Star Citizen, bitches. I feel like that's a perfect answer.
Because it'll never fucking release, so we'll always have a new.
No,
It'll
not
be a
necessarily.
permanent development.
Wait, did I ever show you guys the trailer for Squadron 42?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, with all the special characters. I haven't played the multiplayer though. With the facts that they continually add things over and over and over, means your experience will not get dull, at least for a very long time. And I mean, fuck, people play EVE Online for years at a time.
Don't
This
attack
is
that
better
game.
than
That game is
EVE.
gold.
Didn't know you like spreadsheets. I'll buy your ass Excel. You can play that game. Gosh. Still don't understand why people like EVE. I remember, I saw all these advertisements. Oh my god, EVE looks like it's such a fucking great game. It's like, oh, I can play a trial for 2 weeks. Awesome. I played it for 1 day and I uninstalled it. I was so mad when I found out you didn't get to control anything.
I have a game I want to name, but I don't know the name of the game. So
Must not be that
we
good,
played
then.
it all the time as kids. Well, I haven't played it since the 90s.
Paperboy.
It's on Steam. I know that
Frogger.
much. You and I used to play all the time as kids.
Postal.
It took place
I was gonna
inside
say
of a
Postal.
comic book, and you could like pick up cars and like lamp posts and hit people and shit.
Freedom Force.
Freedom Force. That fucking game is great. I could play that for like
Jeff
years.
said only games that are out because Dev Star Citizen for me.
He
Damn it!
I got it. Duke Nukem Forever.
just forever in his life wants to be able to pull turds out of a toilet.
Multiplayer wise for me it would be the Old Republic because it even has, combative stuff. Single player though, that's a hard fucking question.
I'd
Mass
single
Effect
player
maybe.
Ooh,
Like
can
You only get one though.
it be the trilogy?
yeah, can it
No.
be Jeff? Can it be a
It was-
series? Because if not, Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Well, right.
But it- I mean,
yeah,
but once we start
Mass
getting
Effect
into
was
series-
released as the Mass Effect trilogy on one disc.
That counts.
he's correct.
That counts.
That I mean, in the same token, you could say Master Chief Collection.
Okay, hold on. So I only get one game for my entire life, okay?
Okay.
Rare Replay. 30 games from Rare. It's all on one disc.
Actually,
Fuck
that's-
you.
Even
Following
though
following
the
your
thing is,
rules.
Sea of Thieves, even today, is still a fucking
See,
blast.
I don't know why
I'm
people
kind of-
hate
I'm
on
kind
that
of with
game
Joey
so
right
much.
now.
I love
The-
that
the-
game.
Single player is Skyrim, and then he's saying Old Republic, and it's kind of a toss up for
I
me
got
between
it.
Old
I
Republic. and
did
World of
love Old
Warcraft.
Republic.
Got it. Soldier Boy console.
No, are you kidding me? Out of both those
Soldier
games,
Boy
those are the two
console.
you pick?
It's got all the
multiplayer.
games.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to do ESO. Don't get me wrong. I would love to do ESO.
I would love to do the best out of the three that I love so much and I play literally every single day, but instead I'll take this other game I haven't played in 6 months.
He doesn't really play it every day.
Every day
I
he
log
logs
in every
in.
day.
He logs in
But,
every day.
And physically interacts with the game.
jerk it off. It's not physically.
Well, I mean,
interactive.
like right now, the dailies challenges is doing the daily dungeon delve and then doing a daily.
See, that-
level
after you
So
do
that
that
sounds a lot
daily, you're
fast.
done, right?
Well, for right now, but like
What
I-
elsewhere comes out is gonna change.
well, A, yes.
Wait.
But I mean, like B. My other thing is like, I don't know. When I played World of Warcraft, I had a lot of friends I played World of Warcraft with. When I played Old Republic, I had a lot of friends I played Old Republic with. Nobody plays ESO.
I play
So-
ESO. You and I just never are off at the same time.
That's true. But
No.
I mean, like nobody that I know do I physically play ESO with. Even though, like, I guess Skylar got back into it.
You said it was any game, right?
Yeah.
One multiplayer, one single.
Any game. This is the only way we'll ever get it, so we have to wish it into existence of, I say, Half-Life
Second Life.
3.
No.
Second Life.
Hold on.
Didn't they get shut down for like terrorist
Can
involvement
we
and
pause?
shit?
I'm gonna take it to a real controversial area. Okay. Was the Half-Life story really that good?
I don't even remember. I don't even play the game.
Right.
Hold on. We talking Half-Life 1?
Both. Because the physics and the gameplay, yes, I can see how they defined a generation with the game style, like the physics of games, the shooting of games, all those. But the story, was the story
Hold
really
on.
that good?
I will say, again, not having played them, I can understand where you're coming from
Yeah.
and saying, was it that good and is it as good as games today? But think about games that were coming out in the 90s,
When
and that was
Half-Life
what
2
we
come out?
had. It was like, what, 2001?
Something like
I
that.
remember it was on XPlay. It got a 5 out of 5 on XPlay.
Yeah.
I remember that episode.
Hold on. Half-Life 2 came out.
Because Adam
Doesn't
Sessler
rate.
wouldn't stop jizzing his pants over that fucking game.
Half-Life 2 came out 2004.
Here's
But I will say, think about the original Halo. The original Halo game, it was a great game and a great story, but it was a very small, okay, like, I could explain the entire story in 3 sentences.
Yeah.
And then it became this huge thing that was built on because games were getting better and better and better and highly
But
developed.
most people
So
I
you
know
can't
that
hold a
played the
game
first
from
Halo
then
really
to
enjoyed the
today's
story,
standards.
Right, but
regardless of
Because
the
look at
second
what was coming out at the time, though.
No, I mean I played the first one at a friend's house. I played through the whole thing in a span of like 6 hours, and I fucking loved
What year?
Right.
it. It was after the second one came out.
Okay, so that was still before Skyrim. That was before we had
Yeah.
games like Mass Effect. That was before. So at the time, you play a game like that, and it's like, wow, that was really great. And then you go and play it, today, and you're like, oh, okay, it was kind of cool
So we're trying
back
to
then,
say
but like
What game? So let's see. Half-Life 2 came out in 2001. What other games?
2004.
2004. Wow.
Yeah, so
Well,
Halo
I
1
would
would have been
Same
out.
as- wow, really? Same as YouTube?
sounds about right.
Or no, what was it? Rooster Teeth? Maybe I don't remember. One of the two.
No, Rooster Teeth just celebrated 16.
Jeff Taylor said he'd play WoW without stopping at Cataclysm.
I hear. 90s games, choose one. Mine is Blaster Master.
90s games?
Tank Wars.
90s
N64.
games.
That's a tough one, man. Conker's Bad. No, that was 2000.
Jeff Force Gemini.
No,
Jeff Force.
I don't think that was 90s.
I don't know how they haven't created a
Was that
fucking
90s?
sequel to that
The
game.
Toy Story game for 64.
Is there a Toy Story?
Yeah, that game was awesome.
Oh wait, for 64, Rogue Squadron. Anyone?
Rogue Squadron.
Shadow of the
64 was
Empire,
damn good.
anyone?
Shadow of the Empire. was
You
fucking great.
qualify Jet Force Gemini by 2 months.
Yeah, dude.
October of 99.
Jet Force Gemini is such a fucking amazing game.
I would
It
say
is.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I think Conker's Bad Fur Day is 2000.
2001. God
I can't-
damn it. Okay, fine. Banjo Kazooie.
Go ahead.
I just had to check to make sure. Siphon Filter.
Banjo Kazooie,
Never-
1998.
I never got to play that game.
Banjo
I was
Kazooie's
never
mine.
allowed to play it because it was rated M. And right, so when the first console that like we owned in my like family's house was a PlayStation 1.
Okay.
My grandparents had N64s, and so like when we would go over to grandma's house, we get to play the Nintendo.
Yeah.
But when I was really young, when the PlayStation 1 had just come out,
God, I'm
they
old.
I know,
No,
I know,
hold
right?
on. Hold
But
on.
They gave my dad bought one for me for Christmas. For me, for Christmas.
Yeah.
There was one game that I was allowed to play.
Oh.
Crash Bandicoot Crash Team Racing. There was like 4 other games that my dad bought that I wasn't allowed to play.
Okay, when.
So it was for me, right? But Siphon Filter was there.
What year were you born?
94?
Okay, you were literally 6 months old when the PS4 came out. Or PS1 came out.
I was gonna say.
So,
6
like,
months old when
it
the
had
PS4
not
came out?
just come out.
Wow. Yeah, you're right, actually.
What year did the PS1 come out?
95.
95.
PS4.
He's right. Wow.
PS1.
Yeah.
PS1 came out in 95. That's the
I
thing.
keep saying
So,
PS4.
You
I want
yeah,
to
you
say
kept
that.
saying PS4. I was like, oh.
This is my thing. When we were kids, I had the greatest, newest system ever made, the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
And then I got older and found out Super Nintendo was fucking old as shit. My parents were like, no, kid, no, it's new. Like, this is the newest system out.
1990, right?
Do what? Yeah, but I'm
Super
talking, this was
Nintendo
like 97, 98. My
Yeah.
parents were like, here's the Super Nintendo. I didn't realize the
I played Looney
N64.
Tunes on the Super Nintendo.
Same thing
Well,
with-
yeah,
same thing
but
with
the
me.
point was the N64 came out when I was 3. I did not know this. I remember buying that when I was like 9 or 10. We got it, and I was like, we got the new like N64, and I was just like, I did not realize this console was already like 7 years like old at that point.
That's basically the same thing with me and the PlayStation. You know, I got it when I thought it was new.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
my parents were like, yeah, this is brand new.
Right?
It's actually like 5 years old.
I did not realize that consoles were like that old. It like
Yeah,
the first console that we got that was like new was Xbox One.
Yeah,
Or
the original Xbox.
What
Yes,
about
and that was the greatest fucking thing. We had that like 2 weeks
going
after it
back
came
to the
out.
Best game, because I just realized. What about best game series?
Elder Scrolls Online
Of,
or Elder
of
Scrolls.
the 90s or just
Just
overall?
in general, which one? Because I have conflicting ones. Because I love Mass Effect, but I also love Legend of Zelda.
Oh fuck, Zelda! I don't know,
Breath of the
man.
Wild,
That
I know.
Breath of the Wild is the best
But
game I've ever played.
I
I will fight
love-
anyone on that.
I
I forgot about that. I would have to put that as single
still
player.
love Wind Waker.
I've never played Wind Waker.
Wind
I'm
Waker's
thinking about buying a
fucking
Wii U
amazing.
just so I can play Wind
They-
Waker.
I'm hoping. and
Just
praying
give it a
one
few
day.
months; it'll come to Switch.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
my thing
when it
is,
comes
I'm
to
like-
Switch, I will absolutely buy it. in a
But the
heartbeat.
thing is,
But
what
it
if
was
it's like
announced
3
April
more
1st.
years? Yeah, along with fucking TurboTax and Xbox One emulator
Pornhub
and
kids.
Pornhub.
Wait, what?
Hold on. I'm not even going into that. That's fucking
We're
this.
peeing on little kids. We're back full circle, Jared.
Oh,
I didn't have a subscription until I was like 16 when I could afford it myself.
So I love this story. I have to tell this story of how we got Xbox Live. I got Xbox Live. We just shared it because it was under my profile.
I've actually heard. Yeah, I remember this.
But so we went through, and I was like, Dad, I had a friend staying over the night. One of my friends from school. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was staying over from school, and he was like, Bro, you got Halo 2, right? And I was like, Yeah. And he was like, Let's play online. And I was like, Oh, we don't have Xbox Live. And he was like, Dude, just fucking sign up for Xbox Live. And I was like, I can't do that. I don't have a credit card. And he was like, Dude, just like sign up for the free trial. I was like, Oh, okay. So we were doing it, and it was like, needs a credit card. And I was like, Dad. And I walk into his room. It's like 2 a.m. And I'm like, he's like, Hello. And I was like, Dad, I need your credit card. And he was like, It's over there in my pants somewhere. And then just went back to bed, and I was like, Oh, okay. So I just went and got it, and I just signed up for Xbox Live. And like a month later, when I didn't cancel a free trial, my dad was like, So what the fuck is this $60 charge for Xbox Live? And I was like, so remember that time I came and got your card? He was like, When did you get my card? I was like, I came and asked you, and he was like, I never gave you my card. Did you just take my card out of my pants? I was like, but we have it for a year now.
There's nothing you can do about it.
We played the shit out of some Halo 2, though.
We did. Like,
I found my old profile the other day. You
Oh,
can
shit.
still look that up because they archived all of Halo 2's accounts.
yeah.
So if you
Bungie
remember
profile?
your original game, if you remember your original gamer tag, you can go through and like pull up your old profiles. I did not do as good in that game as I remember me doing in that
Bungie?
game.
Like Bungie's website?
Yeah.
Yeah, they went through and
Weird.
archived it all. I don't even remember. Like
Because
I found it one day because
I
Gavin-
couldn't find anything.
Gavin Free was like, "Oh, go to this website and you can see it," and I was like, "That's not real," and it was.
I'm not a fan of emulators, but I'm a bitch. So
If I have to pick a series, it's kind of I'll just say Elder Scrolls.
Halo.bungie.net.
Very, very, very close second is the Jedi Knight series.
Halo 2. Does anyone remember their gamer tags?
yeah,
What is it?
what do you think? That's right. It has not changed once.
I gotta think because I don't remember.
ROXEMA.
That's right.
07.
So
What is it? The numbers?
ROX007. I did tell the story about how I'm thinking about taking the numbers out of my name.
Oh,
God damn it! I screwed it up again.
ROXZMAN.
Okay, that's where I screwed up. I kept putting in a Y. Okay, what are the numbers?
Roxy Man.
07.
07. Search. No player found.
See,
So,
that's what
either
I
I'm
mean.
at-
I've looked for it before.
Double check that I'm actually typing that in right.
ROXZ. Yeah. that's
Okay,
right.
because it pulls me up when I type in mine.
Oh wait, Halo 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't have Xbox Live and Halo 2. That's probably why I can't find
Does
it.
anyone remember their Halo 2 gamer tag? Yes,
In
I
my head,
do!
I'm thinking about Halo 3 because I played the shit out of
Yeah.
Xbox Live.
I was gonna say that was 360. We're talking original Xbox. I still remember mine. It was Cyrus Dovirus 182. And the reason for it was my
Pro
friend.
tip.
My friend was like, "Hey, like, oh, right there." My
I still
first
have my
match
Xbox.
ever was at 11:41 p.m. on it was Team Slayer BRs on October 12th, 2007. No, wait, that's my last game.
So,
Hold
yeah,
on.
that,
I was gonna say like, how,
Yeah, I was like,
What's
that doesn't
the
make sense.
best Halo game? Go.
ODST.
January 13th, 9:41 p.m.
wait,
my first
what am I?
game.
It's like you
And I
just
came
let
in
out a
fifth.
nasty fart.
Dude,
Like,
I
that
loved
doesn't make any
ODST.
sense.
Question.
Alright.
I've-
See, My reasoning for liking ODST so much is it was still the same kind of gameplay, but such a departure from the other games. It was a nice breath of fresh air, and the storyline was great. The voice acting was great. I don't know.
You just
I
like
enjoyed it.
Nathan Fillion.
I love Nathan Fillion.
You're basically what's
Okay,
in it
Captain
for
Mike
Big
Anthem.
Mouth.
Oh my God, Matthew Lillard made a post on Twitter like 2 hours ago. No, it has to do with Nathan Fillion. So
That's still a tangent, though.
this company, some company's doing a raffle, and they were like, "Guys, guess what we're raffling off?" And it's a picture of Nathan Fillion as Mal, and he's sitting there, and he was like, "Holy shit, we're raffling off Nathan Fillion!"
So, if I wish Shadow was here, I wish Daniel was here, but maybe Led could do it if Led was absolutely not bored. So he's usually not bored. So, I would love one day to see a chart of where we start, and the line is where we start, and every tangent is a new additional branch, and just to see the
Basically,
great-
what you need to do is go through and find out how many times I open my mouth on this podcast.
But it's because every now and again we'll reroute to the big one, so that line will just continue forward, and then it'll just continue branching.
If
Yeah,
your family
like,
tree does not work.
The way Jeff's saying it for Halo is he's doing it by single player and by multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I think for me at least, single player is probably the first one.
Okay.
Like he says, Combat Evolved.
First
Yeah.
what? Oh yeah, Halo.
Probably the first one. Just the story for it at that time was so
It was incredible.
epic.
Yeah.
And
It was just
still,
so
there's
epic.
so much nostalgia behind that game.
That final scene in the Pelican
See-
was amazing.
To me, it wasn't even that. It was the emotions you felt throughout the whole thing.
Yes.
Like, to me personally, because like I played it at a friend's house, literally in a 6-hour span. I sat down and played it on his tiny little 19-inch TV, and it got to the point with the flood, and
The library.
I've not heard anything about this game. I've not played this game.
We had,
And
I didn't know
people
anything about
are
the
dead
flood.
everywhere, and there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, I
I'm
was like, what the fuck is going
I'm sitting
on?
here and I'm like getting nervous. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this game?
Yeah.
And when you start seeing the flood pouring, I'm like, holy shit, Mike! Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Well, there's like no warning, there's no indication, nothing. It's like, oh hey, we're stuck on this planet. Let's find a way out this planet. Oh, by the way, there's zombies on this planet.
Dude, it was such
It's like,
a
what the fuck?
good- I
forgot.
It's not my favorite story though.
I don't know.
But go on, what's your
What were we saying? Favorite story
multiplayer?
ever or favorite Halo
No,
story?
for Halo
multiplayer?
Halo single player, Halo multiplayer.
Multiplayer is, and this is gonna upset people, is probably 3.
No,
Because
I would
Say
agree.
5.
I-
I'm sorry.
Wow.
everyone
people
loves
love
2
it.
because 2 was like a very high peak time for Halo.
I played a lot of 2
But
LAN.
For me, 3 was amazing because not only was the multiplayer solid, but you had Forge,
games.
custom games. You had all of this awesome.
Yeah.
Jenga.
It had so much replayability. You could create stupid ass shit like
Trash
Jenga in
compactor.
Halo. And
Hurricane Katrina.
There's
Fucking
so
animal.
many things you could play. And
There were so many great
We used to
games.
do that on 1.
What
You
was
couldn't
the,
create your own maps, but we used to play basketball.
What was the game
Get
type
the warthog
in
and try and
3?
drive
Oh,
it into.
yeah,
Or no, it was
yeah,
the
yeah.
ghost.
Everyone starts
Driving
on top of, I think, pallets, and then
Jenga.
it was infection. No.
No.
Is where infection were the infected were below, and they only had swords and grav hammers. And I think it was pallets. It was something that could easily break.
Mhm.
And basically, they had super jump, but they didn't have a high enough jump to instantly kill you or even reach you with the sword. But the whole purpose was you would jump up and use the grav hammer and break, and people would fall, and then you'd have to run and die.
It was in a variation of Jenga. That's what started Jenga pretty much. And then people started like taking man cannons and like shoving warthogs into them and shooting them at people that were on top of like floating towers. And you're trying to dodge stuff. It was a blast. I loved it. It was like my favorite thing.
I love the infected game type where you'd have zombies that were super fast and invisible. So
Yeah.
you'd be like, I'll take 'em alive. And you'd be on the elephant in the fucking desert map, like moving at like 2 miles an hour, like they'll never catch me. We're totally safe.
did anyone ever get the Easter egg for flipping the
Yes.
elephant?
Wait, what? How did you do that?
So if you flip the elephant, you know how you flip a vehicle and you walk up next to it and it says
Yeah.
hold X to flip the. When you flip the elephant, if you walk up to it, it says hold X to flip. ... Wait, how did you do that?
I love that.
You never did that, Nick? Really? Out of all people, I feel like you would have done that.
You had to do a little bit, like you had to use the scorpion.
You had to
You had to
work
work
on
at
it.
It was a lot.
It took me, my friend, and his brother a good probably
Yeah.
hour and a half just to achieve it flipping.
Which is Xbox or Xbox? It's Halo 3 that has the Scorpion cannon in it. Yeah,
Scorpion cannon.
in one of the missions.
Scorpion Cannon?
Yeah.
I thought that was
The
four.
Scarab cannon.
Maybe I'm thinking of the Scarab. Yeah, I'm sorry, not Scorpion. Scarab.
That big walker thing.
Yeah,
thought
but
that was
it-
4.
like you got it in the plasma.
Is that
cannon.
3?
It's 3 where it's just a mission. It's the mission to get it. You can get in it and use it.
No,
No.
where you pick up the energy rifle and it shoots Scarab rounds.
Oh, the Easter egg
Yeah.
where you have to get the Banshee through the tunnel.
That's
Yeah.
2.
Is it 2?
That's Halo
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
on the
didn't-
highway
That's what I was
one.
asking. Is it 2 or 3?
Yeah,
I can remember.
it's 2.
Because that's also the one where once you get the Banshee through everything, like when you fly, isn't that also the one where you can get to the soccer ball that's hidden on
Yep.
top of the
Yes.
building and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
I've
just,
done that, but I
I just like how the Scarab gun was on top of the little tiny cone. Just thought it was funny.
And it's a little.
It's a plasma
little-
pistol.
Yeah,
It's a plasma pistol, but
No,
But
it was
then
a
it shoots
plasma
the
rifle.
Scarab bolts.
was it a rifle?
It was a rifle because it fired fully auto.
No,
It's
no,
a-
it was a plasma pistol.
I bet you money it was a rifle.
It was a plasma pistol.
Hold on, let's put money down. I'm okay with it because I did it. Like I said, I didn't have Xbox Live. I had to entertain myself somehow.
Hold on.
Do it.
Led's also saying that we can actually play all of these game modes in El Dorito, which
El
Emulator.
Dorito?
ELDEWRITO.
El
I don't know.
Dorito.
I don't know how exactly you pronounce it, but basically he's a guy that took. There was a.
What is it, buddy?
Right.
Goddamn right it
So,
is.
so there's a game called Halo Online that Bungie came out with, where they
In
took
Russia.
Halo 3 and put the multiplayer as a free-to-download game and released it in Russia. Well, it wasn't that popular, so they kind of shut the servers down. But people here in the U.S. got it and then created a way for it to access online servers that are based here in the U.S. And other people got that code and then did different things. And then now you actually... Oh, Shadow's here.
Hi, Shadow.
But anyway, so long story short, you can now there's a new app you can download created by this guy, and it's Halo Online, and you can play Halo 3 on PC. And
1080p.
Yeah.
Joke. Keep going.
anyway,
Oh, YouTuber. Keep going.
anyway, so but the whole point is now they were allowed to get away with everything, and then now that they're doing Master Chief Collection on PC, they've been actively trying to get everything shut down, but it's still active.
I'll probably get it. I'll probably get Master Chief Collection. Joe, so what was your favorite single player and multiplayer of the Halos?
I have to say, I hate to say, but multiplayer's 5. I hate to say that, but they did so much improvement to that. It's the, in my opinion, best version of
I like
Halo.
Halo Call of Duty.
But God,
Stirring that pot.
I still have to say my favorite story. I loved 1 and I loved 4. I know a lot of people hated 4, but I cried my eyes out at the end of 4.
Talk
4
about
was
Halo.
good.
I won't give
Like, a lot of
spoilers, but
people
did
hate
anyone?
on Halo
Sorry to
4.
hate, sorry to tell you, but I couldn't give a shit about 4 since it was ruined for both Nick and I.
That was pretty
Who
bullshit.
ruined that one? That wasn't me.
No, that
Oh, the way he was staring me down, I was like, I didn't do this
no,
one.
You
No,
were
that was
staring
his
him down.
orange
I
friend.
still have rage.
Oh no! You guys threw him out of the car on the side of the road.
No,
No.
we were in the mall parking lot. We kicked him out of the
I
car.
did,
Yeah.
however, slam on the brakes going about 30 miles an hour.
Told him
I
to get the
remember
fuck out
that.
of the car.
It came to, and Nick, I didn't even have to speak because Nick, I hit the brake, slammed, we did this, and Nick goes, "What the fuck did you say?"
No, we're talking like, hold on. Halo 4 came out on Tuesday. This was like Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
And the dude was like, hey, remember the
He
end of the
played it
game
all
where
night.
this happens?
He played it all night.
Yeah.
And literally all of us were like, both me and Nick were like, "Get the fuck out of the car."
I was
And
just
he's
like,
he's like, "You haven't played it?" I was just sorry, and we're just like, "Get
it's
the
been
fuck
like
out
12
of the
hours.
car."
What the fuck did you
Yeah.
think?
He's like,
Yeah.
he's and like him and Lala were both like,
What do we
"We're
do?
going."
Yeah, I was just like, it was so awkward because I was like, oh, fuck.
I was, oh my
Yeah.
god, I still have a little bit of rage.
Mhm.
And you know,
God, I
I
forgot
would say
about that.
For single player, it might even be a tie between Combat Evolved and Reach.
Jeff-
Combat Evolved was,
Jeff
oh,
says-
Reach. God, Reach was
Reach
great.
Reach pulled on
You're
my
right.
heartstrings.
Yeah,
and
it did.
When the
Yeah.
final objective pops up and it just says survive,
Yeah.
and
Dot,
I was
dot,
just
dot.
like, oh shit.
Dot, dot, dot.
This is the two things I will say with that game though is so I feel like they had a missed opportunity on that game, but at the same time, if they had done what I think they should have done, they couldn't have done that. So this entire game builds and builds and builds and builds and builds, and you never know who you are. You're just Noble 6. That's all they call you. You're Noble 6. And the entire game was going, and me and Kaylee and Scott and someone else. There were 4 of us. They were all talking. Maybe it was you. There were 4 of us that kept talking, and we were like, "Holy shit! How cool is that going to be at the end of this game if it turns out this was John's first mission, actual
That would be
mission,
cool, yeah.
and that you are Master Chief, and then it's the beginning of his origin." And then it was like, "Oh no, you're just some guy. You're gonna die on this planet." And I was like, "That felt like that fell short." And then that mission started, and I was like, "That's why they did it.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, this mission
Like-
is great."
Yeah.
Well, before we continue,
Did your
on, 'cause
screen starts cracking? The visor starts cracking. The
Yeah.
further more damage you take. Oh my god,
See,
that game was great.
I don't want to skip Shannon, but go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I agree with Tyler on the multiplayer. I have too many memories for Halo 3 multiplayer, so I just had
That
the
shit
most
was
fun.
crazy.
I just had so much fun
That shit
doing
was
that.
crazy.
And then I liked the dual wielding aspect of 2, and it got
Which was a lot cool.
I don't know. I just remember playing through the story of 2 the most. Like
Yeah.
just over and over again. I'd have my friend come over. We just we would just run through the whole thing, legendary. Just stay up all night.
Yeah.
Drink
Yeah.
Mountain Dew.
I played.
Yeah.
I could do that with all the
Mountain
Halos. That's
Dew,
what I love about
Doritos, all
Halo.
that- all
Like
night
you could
long.
just sit and play
But
that game
see-
for hours.
See, that's where to me, like, I played probably the most campaign out of 2, but once again, I didn't have Xbox Live, so I played the shit out of 2 repeatedly because it was either that or it was Ninja Gaiden, and at that point, I couldn't beat the end of Ninja Gaiden, so it was fucking just nothing
Because
but
that
Halo.
shit was hard.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, Dark
and it
Souls
was-
is like Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
And then, yeah, actually, that's a fair statement. I
Yeah,
like that.
Everybody's like,
statement.
"This is the Dark Souls of this." I'm like, "Fuck that! It's
Yeah.
like Ninja Gaiden."
Yeah. Fuck Minerva or whatever her name is, where she picks you up with her stupid purple light. Bullshit.
Ugh.
Anyway, the multiplayer and single player for me are both reach because I love playing Halo 3, but I have so many moments in Halo 3 that are not like, wow, that was super awesome. I did such a cool thing in the competitive setting, and it was mostly like, wow, that guy just ricocheted a fucking sniper bullet off of 2 walls and hit me in the head. Cool! Like, I had just so many enraging moments.
Actually, I don't know. I think my favorite multiplayer may have had to be the multiplayer that was included on ODST.
Oh my
A
god.
lot of people did actually like the multiplayer of ODST, from what I heard.
Do you know
What-
what the
but the-
multiplayer of ODST was?
It was
the Halo
Waves.
3
It
multiplayer.
was
Yes.
Halo 3 multiplayer with map packs.
Yeah.
It was just. It was,
Yeah.
it was,
It was just
no,
use a disc with all the Halo
What-
3
what is,
multiplayer on it.
Where they send wave after wave?
That's Firefight. That's on Reach.
That's Firefight. No, that's also
No,
on
it's
that's
ODST.
on ODST.
Is it on ODST?
Started on ODST,
Yes.
they improved
Oh, I
it
didn't
for
play it
Reach.
on
Yeah,
ODST
yes,
then.
I was gonna say.
But,
I
but
played
with that being
it.
said, the actual legit multiplayer, not co-op, the multiplayer for ODST is Halo 3. They just gave you more maps to play with.
I know.
And can we talk about the marketing campaign for ODST with the live action trailers and shit?
That is one thing I will say that takes it, that live action trailer of them standing around the campfire and then they put on their helmets. Getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Same
'Cause
here.
It,
Same
like,
here.
phenomenal. I
Closest
didn't
we'll
even
ever get to
the
this Halo TV series that's been in the works for 12
yeah.
The
years.
soundtrack that they had for it.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
you know the
Never felt so much for a fake soldier in my entire life.
exactly. And then the part where he's dropping in
Yeah.
and he the door opens and there's brutes jumping everywhere and I was like, holy shit.
Why don't we get this kind of stuff for games anymore?
Marketing campaigns have just changed. Now it's all about playing the hype as opposed to playing commercials.
I'll never forget when we were sitting
There's
at...
no attachment to stories anymore. like that.
Ironically, the only commercials you get are fucking mobile games.
Right?
It doesn't make any
Think about it,
sense.
I mean,
I saw a fucking trailer the other day and I was like, holy shit, I don't know what show this is, but I cannot wait to watch it. It looked like a badass anime, and it was like League of Legends, and I was like, fucking
You
goddamn
sure
it.
Think
was
about it this
Honkai
way.
Impact 3D? Anyway, go on.
Back with go back to ODST and the marketing campaign. What were they advertising? They were advertising the campaign, the
Yeah.
story of ODST.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays, what do you see online when they advertise Black Ops 4?
Multiplayer.
Battle Royale. When they
Well,
advertise,
Black Ops 4 doesn't even have a storyline.
when they
Yeah.
advertise
They got
Battlefield 5.
fucking lazy.
Yeah,
What did they
it was
advertise?
the
The multiplayer. They don't.
Yeah.
There's no focus on
Story.
single.
Which
As
really
EA
sucks
said,
because
Single
like,
player games
like,
are dead.
like yeah, that's why I love that whole campaign that they did with
Irony being that
Bethesda
the next
and-
Star Wars game is single player.
where everything was like what is it, hashtag save player one
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yes,
or
yeah.
save first player or save one player
Something like that.
games or something like that. Yeah, that was great.
Like I said, the irony being that the next Star Wars game coming out is single player only.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. That still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
But Joey also has now submitted a new question.
He's got some good questions.
One tabletop game for the rest of your life,
Munchkin.
not including D&D.
Munchkin.
I might go with him on that. Munchkin's pretty tough.
Fucking love me some Munchkin.
I remember the joy of the first time playing Munchkin.
Only
I did not wanna stop
one
playing it.
game.
But
That
that
game
means
changed
no.
the
Hold on
concept.
though. I will say though, I love Munchkin, but that means I still keep that as my answer. But that means we're getting rid of like Cards Against Humanity is gone. That means
I'd live.
I'd live, but
So wait,
sadly,
Not D&D.
Not D&D.
Pathfinder.
Well, no. Got him.
I saw that. I was like,
7C.
I
I felt like that was a
think
bar
he's thinking
joke.
like board games. Now, if he's saying no D&D and that's it, all other tabletop games are fine. 7C, 100% for me. 7C or Hardmaster if I have a DM
If
for it.
you had a dream, it would be in the pirate fucking porn.
I love that system. It's such an amazing, fun.
Wait, so this
easy
is
to pick up
anything
system.
like anything you play on the table? It could be card games and stuff like this too.
Correct.
Slapjack.
What's slapjack? I'm afraid to know.
No, with a card and then flip, and then somebody like flips a jack,
First
and then
person to
everyone on the
slap
table,
it?
first one to slap it wins.
Never played it.
What?
you haven't played Redneck games. Spoons.
52 card pickup.
Oh, Spoons is a
I
blast.
spent a long
Oh,
time.
I will never
Spoons.
forget.
Spoons is a
Spoons
blast.
got us in trouble. So this is such a horrible
know
story to
Spoons
tell.
either.
Okay, so Spoons, I don't remember. You
Okay.
explain the rules. I want to explain why we got in trouble.
So the way you play Spoons is you have everybody sitting around the table. All right, everybody's dealt out 4 cards. The whole point
This is one of those branches.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
exactly, 100%. So the whole point is you are trying to get 4 of a kind. Okay, you have 4 cards in your hand. Then it goes in order, and so like I started off as the dealer, so I look at the card. Do I want it? Nope. Pass it. Do I want it? Nope. Pass it. Do I want it? Nope. Pass it.
That's
You
right.
keep going until somebody is eventually going to get a 4 of a kind. Okay. Now, once that happens, they grab a spoon that's in the middle.
So let's say there's what, 5 of us here? There'd be 4 spoons.
now it's become a game
Musical
of musical chairs.
Yes.
Whoever doesn't have a spoon is out. You lost.
Oh,
And so
Now-
it can be as obvious as someone like just grabbing it. When I played it at school, people would be seeky as
Yeah.
fuck about it because they'd like
You
they-
wouldn't.
they'd-
You'd keep
they'd
going
get
and be
their four
like,
of a
oh,
kind,
like
they'd
everyone else is
pass
already.
a card, and while they pass the card, they'd slide it off, and so
Smooth.
they would just keep passing cards
Oh,
until
yeah, and keep
someone
playing with it.
slowly realized, hey, he's got a spoon.
Yeah. Or they'd be like, oh shit, there's no spoons left. I guess I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
As all good stories start, we were at my grandpa's funeral.
Jesus Christ.
So- We're down in the basement of the funeral home. And all the grown-ups are just mourning and people are crying and all this stuff. And all the kids were like, let's go downstairs and give the grown-ups time. This is just, we don't want to be around crying people. Let's go downstairs. And we were like, let's just do something quiet. We'll just play some spoons. So we're sitting and playing. And it got so intense at one point, like literally there was 1 spoon left. I went to get it, Nick went to get it. He dove over the table, flipping the entire table over to get this spoon, knocking stuff over. And the entire family was fucking mad because apparently we were like screaming and they came downstairs and were playing cards.
I still say though, as bad as that was, there was another point in that same game.
Did you
at that same-
get the spoon?
Yeah, who got the spoon?
I'm pretty sure Nick got it.
I'm pretty, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure.
Well, then it was worth it.
But there was another one where somebody goes to reach for the spoons and grabs all of them.
Yeah, it threw 3 of them.
And they literally grabbed and then like used their thumb to like pocket one and then grab the others and just flip them back behind them and everyone
Is
goes.
diving to go get these spoons. So we're just
Jesus
knocking
Christ.
shit over. We're at a funeral.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ooh, Risk is a good choice there.
Oh, I used to love that
Um,
game.
Oh, hold on. I've never played it, but I've always wanted to try Twilight Imperium.
Nick, what was the game I used to love? Stratego. That game was fucking
Yeah.
great.
Stratego's
I was
fucking-
just thinking about that.
Fucking loved that game.
Stratego's great.
That's another
it's a
game
capture
where
the
it's-
flag board game.
Can't think of it like chess. Yeah, it's like a chess
But-
style capture the flag where each piece can move certain ways.
No,
um,
you can only move up one or
I haven't played this
like
in
like
Diagonal.
years.
forward, backward, left, right. You cannot move diagonal. And then I know my pieces, but you don't know my pieces. And then so as we're playing, like I'll move a piece, and then you're like, okay, well I'll attack that piece, and then we flip the pieces over,
And there's a
and then
ranking
whoever has the
of,
higher number wins, and then whoever has the lower number, that piece is dead.
because it's like, oh,
But-
I'm a soldier. Oh, well, I'm a general, so a general will kill the soldier, so then
Right.
it loses. But there's
But-
also
You're gonna say
bombs.
Jedi for some
No.
reason.
Then you also have bombs that you.
The
place
version
throughout
of
the thing.
Stratego I played was Star Wars. I'm sorry. That was
I
it.
used
Was
to play Lord of the Rings.
you're saying all this, and I'm thinking, because I always played the dark side, and I would always advance Darth Vader first, and just like walk through them because
Because
every
people
time
would
they're
just be like, oh, I'm sure I can take that.
Hey, I have a super nice table now, guys. I can play board games on.
I can't wait till we get like water rings all over it like this.
yeah.
Okay, so real quick, Kaylee has come across with the rule. This is Kaylee, by the way, not me. If someone spills a drink on that mat, you are replacing it. And just letting you know, they are $90 minimum.
So basically, you're telling me all I have to do is give you $90 and I can spill whatever the fuck I want on that table?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well,
and then you'll just
Cottage cheese.
Then you'll hold that mat with you for the rest of the time while you're at my house. Every time you come over.
He's just sitting there playing, and he just got this huge mat in his
It's
arms.
not even that. It's gonna be
Cottage
just covered
cheese
in different
leaking-
stains and,
leaking
like,
into my
nasty
life.
stuff.
Now I don't know why, but I really want to watch It's Always
a-
Sunny in Philadelphia because that sounds like something Charlie would do.
I will say the other cool thing about Stratego though is you have each class or each character does also have special abilities. So like there's one character that's like a level 3, which doesn't really do much, but if he finds a bomb, he can disarm the bomb. So like instead of instant death, he just disarms the bomb. Or like
A lot of this sounds cool, but I have no idea really what you're talking about.
Ewoks
we'll
have their
to
own
play
comic
sometime.
book?
It's really they have for a while.
Do you think anyone here would be down to doing a Twilight Imperium game?
I don't know
Oh,
what that. I don't
Fuck,
actually know Twilight Imperium, so
shit,
yeah.
shit. You want to go halvesies right now?
I don't know.
It's half off right now for the deal of the day on Amazon.
How much?
I think it's knocked down to $80, so 40 and 40.
I don't even know what this.
That's a very big decision to make in
How
like
long do you
13
have left?
seconds.
Well, it's the deal of the day. So
It's
less
the deal
than
of the
24
day, so
hours.
45 minutes.
Well, we're wrapping up here.
That's true. I will. Anyway, sorry. Back to my thing though. I would have to say Warhammer Quest. Has anybody here ever played Warhammer Quest?
I've not played anything Warhammer.
So, good luck finding it.
Is this that game that you were stoked that you found? Did you find it at Gen Con one year?
I did find it. Adrian didn't let me buy it because it was $250.
Okay.
Because so hold on. The game came out.
What the fuck?
The game came out in like 1987, 88, somewhere around there.
So it's rare to find.
Very rare to find. The only reason we've played it is because Rob has a copy, like an original first printing with all of the expansions. Holy fucking shit, dude! It's literally like picture.
For being as fun as it is, I don't know why it's out of print.
What? It was an expensive game to produce, and then like they've re-released it now as a deck building card game, and I haven't played it. I don't know how it works, but I wouldn't mind trying it. But anyway, long story short, it's basically picture a hybrid of Warhammer. I'm talking fantasy, not 40K.
Yeah.
Mixed with a tabletop RPG, but there's no DM. You have a storyline that you're trying to follow, and you have characters that come up at certain points and stuff like that. And but like when you first play it, because of everything is still sealed in the package, you like, oh, you're okay. We're gonna start this. So read this bit here, right here, and pick up package 1A. Open up package 1A, set it down, and your map gets built while you're traversing the map and stuff
that's
like that.
cool.
And then it's like, oh, you come up to this, and it's like, okay, pick up package 2C. And then you find package 2C, open it up. Okay, these are the creatures that we're being attacked by, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's a blast to play, but also because of how it's done, even though, like, again, your first few times of running through it, everything's like, oh, you're running into this monster, you're running into this monster. It does have a random ability that, like, to where you can just keep playing it, and the replayability is insane, because you can literally just, oh, we're going to run into this random thing, and this random thing, and so on and so forth. But like a lot of what are now called legacy games, your character progresses. So like we play tonight, that was great. Okay, next week we come back, we're all playing the exact same characters. We have skill points that we can use to level up our characters to gain different abilities.
Sounds
So that way
awesome.
the next time, it is so much fucking fun, but you can't find it. And like I said, there was one year I found it at Gen Con. somebody had it for like $250. I was like, Adrian was like, we literally just maxed out a $5,000 credit card at Gen Con.
You were like, I don't give a fuck.
I know. What's another $250? And
We're already fucked. We can't pay it back as it
didn't
is.
work, so I didn't get it. But it's such an amazing fun game. But yeah, there's other games that are kind of like it. Like I've got one of them.
So, have you ever played Twilight Imperium?
Yeah.
Okay. And so
I have not.
can you explain quickly? I've not played it. I've heard the basics of it, and it sounds phenomenal.
Compared to
It's
Sins
pretty
of a
unique
Solar Empire.
from what I heard. Which, by the way, Sins of a Solar Empire. Also known, if Jeff Cabbages were here, we would be screaming Space Games at the top of our lungs. 'Cause
So-
Space Games.
we played that for some.
Time to play Space Games! so like, it's literally a 4X space simulator made as a board game. And have you ever played a game of Sins of a Solar Empire?
No, I have not.
How long do you think a game of Sins of a Solar Empire takes?
At least 7 minutes.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say.
Move that
7
up a little
years.
So
8?
this is kind of a dumbed down version of Sins of a Solar Empire. Not
Yeah,
dumbed down. but-
Sins of Solar Empire is actually a very simple game, but it's a very large game at the same time.
This is a very complex game while still being kind of smaller. I mean it's a huge game. Don't get me wrong. Like the map would be this table.
Mhm.
The problem is that is a game where if we were to play it, it will take a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is a board
So
game
it's one of
where
those
we will
things
take
where-
a weekend and we will sit down on a Friday and we might finish by Sunday. But it is a blast to play.
Sounds like a party.
See, that's what I said. That is
100%.
exactly what I said.
100%.
Sounds like a party.
And-
Dude, I'm saying like the first time we sat down to
I got
play
some
this game,
vacation time.
I like where this kid's head's
Well,
at.
see, you know Ross.
Yeah,
He literally
From
has
Friends?
a group
Yeah.
where they will go to a cabin
That's
in Brown
literally
County
what I thought
let's
of.
do it.
and they play that.
Yeah.
So like that's what I mean is like I would so be down.
Yeah. Well, see, the other
Also, I have a
The
table
first-
that's massive. It's 4x6. I keep saying it, but you guys don't understand.
4x6.
4 6 by 6 4 by 6 feet.
What we did 4?
Hold on. Where did we just go?
I was gonna say,
4 6 by
did
4
you
6 6 4 feet.
your brain just fucked off for a minute.
So I thought 4x6 was this. This looks more like it's.
I was gonna say, this is not 6 feet long.
This is maybe a 3x5. I got the 4x6.
It's big.
It's like it's big.
Okay.
You guys will see when you come over.
But no,
I ordered a 3x5 flag off of Amazon.
Yeah.
They sent me like an 8x11.
Awesome.
The thing literally goes
You just walk
floor
out and you're
to
just like,
ceiling.
yes.
It's huge. I just wanted a small little
Do
Irish
you
flag.
hear the
and I have
people
something literally
sing?
covered.
Singing
It
the
would cover
songs
like
of
almost that entire
Benjamin.
wall.
That's awesome.
It's massive.
but no, long story short, the first time we tried to play Twilight Imperium, it was me, Adrian, Skylar. I'm pretty sure Joey was there. Oh yeah, no, 100% Joey's down for Brown County Twilight Imperium excursion. But I'm pretty sure Joey was there. Laughlin was there. I can't think of her actual name right now off the top of my head. Jessica Williams. It was her copy of the game.
It's
And-
really sad that I knew that's who you were.
Right?
Okay.
I'm good.
And somebody else. And we literally sat down. I was like, okay, let's build the game board. Build the game board. Okay, now everybody pick a character. Pick a character. Okay, everybody look at your abilities. Great. Now let's play the game. One turn. That was 6 hours. And we went, guys, we all gotta work tomorrow. We're not even halfway through one turn.
If I fucking sit at a table for 6 hours and I haven't even gone yet, I'm not fucking playing
So
this game.
that's the thing.
But that's the other thing is you really have to pay attention to what
Yeah, this is
everyone
not for
doing
me.
as well.
This
Probably
is
not.
game. I will hang out and eat your food while you guys play.
So the game, when you create the map, I know that their map is tiles, and each person takes turns. Every single person, at least as Ross explained, every person gets their own handful of tiles.
And
You just take a turn.
Yep.
That's
Building the map?
So the map
Yeah.
is different every single time.
It's randomly generated map. It's kind of like playing what's it called?
Minecraft?
No,
Catan.
Thank you, Settlers of
Settlers of
Catan.
Catan,
Yeah. Which the Game of Thrones Settlers of Catan is also on that deal of the day through Amazon right now.
Let me check
Question.
my bank account after this.
Yeah. What?
I just want to kind of get a grasp here because once again, I've not tabletopped. Because this is a
Yeah, we
here.
still need to worry about our Pathfinder game that we want to do.
Well, that's
I don't want
it.
to get too ahead. However, if we buy this game, it's incentive for me to fucking play it.
Oh yeah.
But I'm trying to envision in my head what would take some. You said like 3 people go and it's 6 hours. What takes one person 2 hours? Like,
no,
what? What are they doing?
I'm saying from
Building the map,
from
picking your characters.
taking the box. Okay, took the lid off box
Okay.
to 3.
Okay,
turns
yeah.
into
The
a
way you
round.
worded that made it sound like it
It
took
really-
each person 2
the way
hours
that
to
I
make a
took that.
turn.
No.
That's why I was
it's
saying this
set
game
up.
is not for me.
It's
set up, and then probably what, a good 3-4 hours of just setup.
It was probably. I would say probably 2, maybe 2.5 hours of setup. Maybe a little longer than that. But it was also like, okay, so these are what I can do each turn. Great. So I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this. But because my character is this, I'm gonna do this. But that also means that I get these over here, so then I can distribute these. But then my other ability lets me do this, so I'm gonna grab these over here and I'm gonna distribute these. But then I have these tiles over here that I have to then lay to add. So like, you have like a million different things you do each turn. So each person's turn lasts roughly 15 to 30 minutes.
I'm not trying to be mean, but literally while you were explaining that, I just got on the news because I just zoned out. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
a
can't play
very,
this game.
very in-depth, involved game.
Like a civilization
I'm one-
game.
We could just play Uno.
We could.
We could,
Not wrong.
or we could have fun.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I had fun playing Uno.
I mean, I have fun playing Uno, but
Reverse!
fun playing Uno.
Yeah, this shit looks awesome.
Yeah, it's insane.
Holy fuck.
There's also, there's expansions and shit for
Can I
it.
see it real quick, though?
I mean, like, mind the shitty 420p photo, but
Yeah.
Descent: Journey into the Dark is another game that now plays like how Warhammer Quest used to play, but
looks
it's
insane.
nowhere near as in depth. It's made by Fantasy Flight though, so it's,
Wow.
it's really good.
Crazy.
Imperium 4th edition.
It's up. We're approaching 2 hours, Nick.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's what I was just looking at too.
Oh shit! Maybe the deal of the day is already done because it looks like it's gone back up to 120, which is still on sale.
do we want to wrap this episode up?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. So till next week, we've all had fun.
Shadow, if you're still here, I'm gonna message you over Discord because I have a project for you if you're available. Tangent thing.
Tangent thing.
All right.
Tangent
So
map. That's what.
till next week, I'm Nick.
I'm Tyler.
Scotty Young.
Shannon.
Rocks.
And yeah, that's everything. So see you guys later.
Say it.
That's the way
Fuck
the
you!
Cookie crumbles.